Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Kirk, we're here, man. Another Thursday night, another live experience here. Coming off of an amazing Louisiana RetroCon, dude. This was here. Look, I'll pop it up there, but there you go. There's the artwork, the poster. Yeah, man. I see you rocking the shirt, man. Did you have fun this weekend?
So yeah, let's chat about Louisiana RetroCon. One, thank you, Davey Lusco, Miss Rhonda, Dave Lusco, Corey Daggerpont, all the people that met with us. Hey, Pops, thanks for being here.
What's up, Robert?
Man, got 12 people in the chat. 12 people say hello. Hit the like button. Let's go. So here's the deal. So many people I met this week. There were a lot of friends. Barry in the house. I met a lot.
Hey, real quick. I'm sorry. I have to do this real quick. I don't know how Barry sticks around for a while, but I've been wanting to show him this. Okay, we're talking about the con. I got to show you one of my pickups, Barry, so you know that it's real. Check this out, Barry. Rocky and Bullwinkle on the Game Boy. It's real, man. I didn't make it up. I wanted to show it to you.
And he totally is regretting his pick of that for Game Boy.
Well, it's nostalgia. It's a horrible game. It's not a good game.
16 in the chat. Say hello. Say hello. So we are here. This is the Rushmore Show. We're going to chat a little bit about this weekend, last weekend even, about what's been going on this month. And then we're going to get in the show. We got two amazing friends hanging out with us today. We're going to talk about living vicariously through video games. Patrick Little, it was great to finally meet you. Patrick Little won an amazing 3D printed Bowser. It is awesome. Burris, I don't know how to say that first name. Yassi Burris, but welcome. Jessica Oob, yeah, it was amazing to meet y'all. Your message Sunday was definitely meant for me. Thank you so much. So Jessica, is this Jessica from Pop's Creation? Let's say hello if that's you. Because if that is, I'm trying to remember who. Yeah, just if that's you. If it's not, it might be. I think that's Jessica. Anyways, hello, Barry. Yes. So, hold on. Let me zoom out. Wait.
Zoom in.
Look right here. Jessica.
Oh, look at that thing.
Bingo. Yeah, right there. It's on the wall right there behind the sign. Thank you so much. That is from Jessica and her amazing booth. But let's get chatting it up. Let's chat it up. So this weekend was so awesome. We hung out. We had some awesome door prizes. There were so many people. I've got like so many cards here. Here they are. These are just a few of like the people. Blade Builder Brock. He hooked us up with two amazing 3D printed maces. Oh wait, it's pronounced Jossie. Thank you for letting me know. So Jossie Burris, thank you. I think that's how you say it. Jossie. Sure. So welcome to the show. I'll tell you a little bit about what you're going to do. But before you guys go away, Jessica, cat friends, all you guys, I'm going to hand out wrenches to you guys, which means you're a part of the Summit Squad. And since you're a part of the Summit Squad, this is for you. And, man, we're going to have a blast. So stay tuned. So what that means to be in a part of the Summit Squad is you are a part of the show. You come in and you be in our, you could tell I was hanging out in Southern Louisiana back in my roots, UBNR. I don't even know how that says. That's like GNR. So you're a part of our team, and we go through a top 4 every week on something new. We're in video games right now, and we're talking about vicariously living through video games. Very deep thought type of show, and hang around with us, and you can share in what we're doing. So I'm going to hand some wrenches out while we go. So Andy, met so many people, so many prizes. We have more shorts, more reels, if you will, ever from this show. I think 40, you said 35. Plus we have some rollovers from the last one. And just video games, man. We met the Sonic the Hedgehog voice actors from the original Sonic Adventure 2 game. We met Daniel Davis. Welcome to the show. Let's go. Thank you so much, Danielle. We appreciate you. You didn't have to, but you are amazing for jumping in here, Danielle. And again, just because you're new, I'm going to throw you one more time before we get going. It's Summit Squad. Here you go. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're going to go through our top 4 follow-up. Look, there it is.
I see he had the Bulbasaur out. I had to throw it out there.
That might be a premonition to about what's coming on. So,
Hey.
one thing, my internet is working better today, and than last week. So, thanks for being here, Danielle. Hope you enjoy the show, and it's going to be a blast. So, we're talking about what happened this weekend. Davey put on a great show. Carnage Perez was there, hung out with him, hung out with Pac-Man Case, hung out with him, hung out with Mr. Barry, who has the world record for the most Sonic things ever. And then our guy from Rebel War Pig, Lance, sold him one of his rare paintings, right? And now increased his record one more thing. Isaac in the house. Steve Craig Retro Games in the house. Thank you guys for being here. It is time to now talk about one last thing. Corey Daggerpont put on an amazing show 2 weeks ago, Andy. You preached on Marvel versus Capcom, and I preached on Sonic 3. I'm just going to throw this out there, and I think you might do the same. I'm going to redo it studio for you guys, and I'll drop that in. We also hit the threshold to have memberships. So you can join in as a member, super chats down the bottom. They are definitely not necessarily encouraged, but if you do and you want to be a part, we would love it. That would just help us to further the gospel and be able to get out there and do some things. There he is, Rebel War Pig Design, great artist. He did some awesome stuff, and he increased the record. So thanks for being here. Bud Files, as always, popping in, saying hello. Thank you for being here. We got 23 in the chat. Hey, for the record is Bryce JW. Bryce JW had the best show we've ever had, by the way. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. But the record in the chat is 35, so don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Let's get that thing to 40 tonight.
Let's do it.
All right, so.
Hey, I want to do this real quick. Can I show a few things?
Got a pack of cards that you got.
Yeah, I want to showcase a couple things.
Cards before we get going.
Yeah, I want to showcase a couple things that I did pick up. I already showed this, Rocky and Bullwinkle. And the reason I have this is if you go back to Bryce JW's episode, we talked all about Game Boy games. And that was one of my picks just for nostalgia reasons. But I did buy an actual Game Boy, a Game Boy Pocket here in my favorite color. Green is my favorite color. And my one of my top games here, too, Wario Land. It's kind of hard to focus, but I did buy that. I've been playing the mess out of that lately. My daughter, and you'll be happy to see this, Kirk. My daughter actually, with her own money. I mean, I didn't even ask her to do this.
I think I saw it.
She bought me a Funko Pop, and she bought me Baby Animal. Mm-hmm. Baby Animal from Muppet Mayhem. I mean, how cool is that? Which, if you know me, I'm a drummer. I actually have which arm is it on? I have an animal tattoo.
Which arm is it on? What are you talking about?
Remember.
That thing for like 20 years.
But here's the thing. I do want to. I did pick this up. It was I had $1 cash, and it just happened upon a booth where they had some Garbage Pail Kids, a pack of cards for $1, and in honor of our friend Sean from Real Life Perspective. I don't see him on yet, but I'll have to kind of maybe show him these things. I wanted to rip this pack real quick. Little Garbage Pail Kids.
Hey, while you're doing that, just announce we just added 4 new moderators: Rebel Pig, Jessica, Jossie, and Cat Friends. Welcome to the family. You guys.
No stick of gums here. Not in this pack. This is actually, I believe, 2022. So this is actually a pretty new pack here. But it's pretty. I love the artwork on Garbage Pail Kids. So we have Hitchhiking Harvey. All right. Hitchhiker's Guide. There you go. I think these are all obviously based on books. Spammed Sam. Hey, Green Eggs and Ham. There you go. How about that? That artwork's really cool. Again, I mean, again,
Yeah,
the
we see it. We see it. We see it.
You see it? So my kids love this Wimpy Kit. If you like Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have that. Adam Apple.
Oh,
He's
so
got an
that's
apple stuck. Again, this artwork's just really cool. Leering Loxley. Kind of looks like Link. Little Link action. Little Robin Hood action, but you know. Wedged Winnie. Wendy. Wedged Wendy.
We just got another member.
Patrick Little, man, thank you so much, dude.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Bookworm Brent, this is probably my favorite one. Just the colors on that.
Look at that. Look at that guy.
And that's cool. And then last but not least, Long John. There you go.
Oh, Long John. I like Long Johns. I like Long Johns. Yeah.
But yeah, man, just have a fun little time to pack. The whole back is like a puzzle too, so you can complete that once you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. You're such a part of this family, and you've been going with us the last few weeks.
Let me say this too about Patrick winning the Darth Vader Bowser.
Crazy glad that thing over in the Twitch side. Welcome to the show. If you jump on over to the YouTube side, I'll let you moderate. I think you're here for Poetically Christian Gamers, so don't go nowhere. He's about to be on. So if that's what you're doing, cool. If not, welcome to the show and being a part of this thing here. All right, so Andy, let's get this show started. So we are in a video game series, and yes, thank you so much, Patrick. We're in a video game series, and that video game series involves a bunch of creators, and I allow them. Well, Andy and I allow them to pick the. There you go. Oh, I'm already a mod. Well, we just give them out. So as long as you're cool, we're cool. So with that being said, we've got a cool set of guests today, and I can't wait to announce them.
For sure.
And we're gonna do vicariously living through video games. It's really even hard to figure out exactly what we're doing, but thank you guys for being here. Oh, by the way, before we do this, to let you guys know, we hit the threshold to be tier 1. We're about to hit the threshold to be tier 2. We are 80% there. 80% there. We are almost there. Do you have to subscribe to YouTube to comment? Nope. We see your comment, Heidi. Thanks for coming. We'd love for you to jump over there, but you can stay on the Facebook side all you want. We're live every week. Facebook and YouTube, and we're making the jump from Twitch to Instagram just because we have a lot of Instagram followers, and I think they would. Oh, DJ Wise's wife.
That's who it is.
That's why it's Crazy Lady B. Yeah, she is crazy.
Sense.
Bethany, we love you. We haven't seen you in a minute, but now that makes a lot of sense. So welcome. Oh, is Nightbot hanging out?
Nightbot, stop being mean to our friends.
Stop being mean to our friends, Nightbot. So, anyways, let's jump into this. We are doing. You're here to support Derrick.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Heidi. Awesome. We appreciate that. And that is A-okay. Look, I'm dropping the links below for anybody that wants to see how to get us. And let's get this party started, Andy. We are doing our top four things that you'd want. What's that? Hey guys, here to support my best friend Derrick. Well, I'm here to support you, Paul. We have a lot of Pauls that hang out with us, and there's a cool apostle named Paul. Anyways, let's do this. Vicariously living through games. Your top 4. Let's go. All right, Andy. So we have some really cool friends that come up. I'll announce both of them because one of them that started this whole episode, his show is on Twitch. He was on Twitch, well, at least when he found us. He's got a YouTube channel. He now has an Instagram. He's on X. He's everywhere. He's trying to get that footprint going. We've been chatting with him. He has an amazing testimony and an amazing story. He's a pastor. He's a leader. He's a husband. He is blind legally, and he plays video games online to show that he can overcome that. And on top of that, he plays some games to let people know if Christians should technically be watching or playing those. And I love that kind of content for my kids, and I appreciate that. We're gonna welcome to the show. He goes by Poetically Christian Gamer, but his name's Derrick Stevens. Welcome to the show, Derrick. Come on down. You're the next contestant on. It's the Rushmore Show. And wait, before you go, Derrick, we have another guy. This guy who is, I said, man, this is probably a match that will probably work well. When I was the missionary in Atlanta, which I still am pseudo kind of, but I'm more of a school teacher now. My boss at the time, not to be named, he's like Lord Voldemort now, but he actually asked me to take over the school, and I'm like, heck yeah. One, I want to be a teacher, but two, I love students. I love the idea of mentoring and leading people through Christ and to Christ, and it was just an amazing opportunity. We were a small ministry school of about no more than 35 at one time. And this guy was one of my students. Now, ironically, one of the guys I went to ministry school with is down in Florida in his area, and hired him to be his middle school pastor. I'm welcoming him. He goes by Jag online, but we're gonna go by Aaron today. We're welcoming our friend Aaron Jagelski. Aaron,
yo, what up?
There he is. And so Aaron and Derrick are here, and we're going to go on this trip together. It's going to be a wild little trip. So, Derrick, your turn. You're the first out the bat. Tell everybody here all about your channel, all about what you got going on with your eyeballs and your family, and anything you want to share. You don't have to share it all, but you can share whatever you want. Tell people what you're doing amazing over there on your YouTube and Twitch and everywhere else, and let's get some friends over there to go follow and support you.
Okay, hey guys, thanks for having me with you, Kirk, Andy, Aaron, and the Summit Squad, and for all my family, friends, PC Tribe that's followed me over here from my own channels. God bless you. Thanks for coming with me. Yes, as you said, my name is Derrick, and I am a legally blind preacher, and I'm also a 3-time author. But besides that, I run the YouTube channels of Poetically Christian and the Twitch channel Poetically Christian Gamer, as the good Lord has blessed me with a unique ability with the vision I have left to play video games and hold my own pretty well with them. So I enjoy bringing people to God. I like to call it a place of grace where faith meets fun, where everything we do is for God and Christ, his son. And the two main series we do on there, the one is called The Blind Preacher Plays, and that's a series where I, a legally blind preacher, tries to conquer games while we glorify God's name. And the other series, as you mentioned, is the Should Christians Play? And that's a series where we go between the ratings of the ESRB to answer the questions, should a Christian play, and is a game physically accessible for me? So glad to be here, guys.
Dude, that is an amazing ministry. And look, we're going to chat a little bit about Culture Box up there. And if those guys pop in today, I want to introduce both of y'all to them. I don't know if we're currently accepting members, but I'll just tell you, these guys are great for some support for all Christian creators. And I know that's what you guys are. And we welcome you to be here. And before we jump back into the comments, because they're rolling, let's go to Aaron, Jag. And Aaron, tell them a little bit about your journey, what you got going on, why are you on a video game side of things, and then we'll get this show really going.
Sure. Well, what's up, guys? My name is Aaron Jag, and I wish I could be as cool as Derrick and tell you all the cool stuff that I do, but the truth of the matter is I'm kind of on, like, not a pause or anything, but a lot of life has been happening recently, a lot of good life. You know, I got married a couple months ago, then I got this new job as a middle school pastor at this church, and all this stuff's happening. I just finished my master's degree, all this cool stuff. So my social has been on pause for a bit, but I'm jumping back into it head first really soon here. I do wedding videography as well. So I've shot a couple of weddings with my wife doing wedding videos, which has been super cool. All that being said, I've always loved video games. Like I've grown up playing video games like Skyrim and Minecraft and like, you know, the iconic ones up to these most random niche ones. And I've just kind of really loved video games and I love talking to people. And I've always like seen YouTube streamers growing up being like, man, how cool would that be to do that one day? And so I just started doing it. And so I'm hoping to get back into it more soon. As you can see, I'm in like the living room of my apartment. But one day I'll actually have a house and I'll have a room for it coming up in a couple of months. All that being said, I love video games. I love to play video games. And same thing as Derrick and these guys, man. Like I am a Christian, been a Christian my whole life. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and preach the gospel the whole time while I'm playing video games either. Like someone asks a question, of course, I will answer their question. But, you know, we're just going to vibe. We're here to vibe with each other. And that's what I'm doing. So thank you, Kirk. Thank you, Randy, for having me. And I think I have the best list, even though I haven't heard y'all's yet. I think
All
I have
right.
the best list.
All right.
So-
I mean, I
Already
love that.
talking.
So before we jump in the list, let me just say this because we got some new people here. We are a Christian group of friends right now, but we always have said from the very beginning we're not a Christian channel, but we're not a Christian channel. What that means to me is we love Jesus unashamedly. If you go to our front page on our homepage, you can see several sermons, geeky sermons that we've been doing. I'm actually writing, Andy and I are probably going to co-author a little bit a sermon devotional book, kind of what we're doing with Nerd in the Word. I've been working on it for the last probably about 5 days, like straight, every second I get, because it's been just the creative juices are flowing. But we love just nerdy content, and if you come here, you're gonna feel loved as a community. We're not gonna slam the Bible in your face, but if you ever have a question or you ever want to pray or any of those things, we're definitely available on and off chat. And so that's where that comes. And we have a lot of Christian creators come on. I give wrenches out to all the people that I feel are we're not worthy, but if you guys are worthy, meaning like you guys are cool with us, we're cool with you guys. I love to help. I love to have everybody possible out there to help us keep out the people that are just rude and whatever. And at this level, listen, we love everybody, but YouTube is a weird thing, man. And Christians and pop culture apparently aren't supposed to mix. And you're looking at 4 guys right here that will say differently. And if you look up at Culture Box, that's another group of 5 or 6 people that will say differently. So welcome here. Let's get this thing going.
I do want to say something real quick. Aaron, you're going to learn this quick, and you've probably seen some episodes and stuff. We like to banter back and forth, and you're already talking trash. You said something that was very telling. You said growing up playing Minecraft. That just lets us know we got some diversity on the family. So I like that. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So I'm an 80s kid. You two are 90s kids, and he's a 2010s kid.
Hey,
so
I was born in 2000. All right. I'm not that young.
There's an age gap. So there we go.
I'm not a minor. All right.
Okay, good. All right. Can you be on YouTube? Did your parents say you could?
Yes. My legal guardian has allowed me to visit Disney Channel today. I got my legal guardian's permission.
No, it's not made for kids.
Well, we flipped in the back, and we decided that Derrick he's receiving the ball today. And Derrick, you're going first. And Aaron has deferred to the second half. That means it's going to be Derrick today, then Aaron, then Andy, then me, and going on. While you guys follow along with us, friends, while you ride along this journey, you can throw some things out there too. I'm just going to throw some we usually do criteria first, which means why is this even a thing? So with a football analogy, the big game is this weekend. And Andy, I'll save you the throw up because we'll talk about it next week. But here's the deal.
We may need another host that week, depending on how it goes.
Yeah. Here's the
either
deal.
way.
If you live in New York, this is always the analogy I like to use. New York has 2 football teams. They have the Jets and the Giants. Both of them hate the New England Patriots for 2 different reasons. One, because they were in the division and killed them every time. And the other one, because they played them in the Super Bowl twice and actually beat them. If you were to say who are in New York to those people who are their best quarterback of all time, most people would laugh if you put Tom Brady on that mountain. And here's the deal. I'd be okay with that because as a Saints and a Chiefs fan, those are where I would go. Andy is a Saints fan. That's where he would go. Andy loves all Alabama players. I love all LSU players. That's probably where we would go. So what it happens is your Rushmore friends, all the 23 here in the chat, the Rushmore is very personal. It's what you do. It's where you were born. It's when you were born. It's who your dad was. It's who your family was. It's what you did at Thanksgiving. It's where those are nostalgic memories and why those games are important. And so when you guys come up, tell us what you were kind of thinking when you built your list. And we all know, yeah, I'll take that. I'd buy that for $1. And technically, Patrick, that's what you did. You bought that for $1. Anyways, here's the deal. Derrick, you're going to go first. So you're going to tell us what you were thinking, why you were going to go this way. And I will also share this. All of our lists are going to be quite different because this was a fun list to think through. Basically, we're going to pick things or characters or games or mechanics or all kinds of weird things that video games do that we don't get to do in real life. So that's what we're going to be doing. So, Andy, I think this is going to be an awesome show. I don't know how Benjamin's is going to work here because it's going to be all over the board. So let's see. Oh, Cat Friends, thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's unnecessary. And listen, I'm being serious. We have it out there for a reason because this hobby is not free, but we would love to be able to just further where we're going with the mission. We go to conventions all the time and do all that stuff, and that's just going to help that. So Andy and I have made a decision that anything that comes in on this stream is just going to stay there and kind of regurgitate back into the mission and ministry, at least in the first few months. So we're not looking to make any money. We're just looking to further the gospel. So Derrick, you're up. We appreciate you being here. Tell us what you were thinking. And our first one is called Rosie for Roosevelt. So you're up.
All right. So kind of for my criteria, in life, we all have like songs that we like just because we like the music or the rhythm to it. But then there's songs we have in life that not only do we like the music, but the lyrics speak to our soul, speak to our heart, and we relate to that. So with my picks, I pick ones that vicariously I can live through in my life, things I couldn't do in real life. But I also went with picks that have kind of a significance to me personally. And so for my Rosie, I'm going to go, and Aaron will like this, and baby Andy will like this too. I'm going to go with WCW NWO Revenge for the N64. Reason 4, survey says one more for the good guys, as Scott Hall would say. One of my things I loved as a kid was wrestling. And during the time of the late 90s, I was a teenager, and there was a lot of extracurriculars that went on during the Attitude Era and WWF, which I didn't really care for, being a Christian. So I went the WCW route, which was all about faction warfare, NWO, WCW. And I was related to the storyline of Sting, a man that kind of lost his way. He was a hero and he kind of gave up on things, but then he came back as kind of the savior-like character to save the WCW from the NWO. And so that game I played a ton of. It was one of my favorite, if not my favorite wrestling game of all time. It was definitely the best WCW wrestling game of all time. So not only did I have a lot of fun with that, my heart's with that, I bring a smile to my face thinking about my teenage years, but it also kind of has a spiritual significance to me. So WCW NWO, that's my Rosie.
So I really love that we're going this route. So it's so cool. I feel like we can have 4 totally different, seemingly different lists in the sense of like how we're approaching this. Because you went a complete game. So you're essentially saying like living through this game, right? So I love that. That's awesome. I'll tell you right now, my brain did not go there. So like my list is going to be, it's going to seem like
and my brain went all over the place.
Right? We're going to seem not prepared. That's what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
I love it. And these are my favorite kind of rush sports when we're all over. Such a great game. Andy, like in the chat, Patrick just said, played this the other day on our first live playing our games online stream, and that's amazing. I want to shout out, by the way, one of the best storytellers on YouTube just showed up in the chat, Mort's Garage. Guys, if you're not following this guy, hey, Mort, if you're still out there, hopefully you are. Isaac said it, absolute cinema in your last video. I said this.
What a cool channel name.
And I was, listen, I am hanging out we were driving home with my son. And I said, hey, and Cannon, Mort, because me and Mort met him at Siege. I'm sorry, me and Cannon met Mort at Siege. And we started watching the journey he's going. He's trying, look, so Aaron and Derrick, he's been trying to save up to get the whole North American Nintendo 64 in box with manual collection.
Oh,
and he
man.
had everything he needed except for the manual for Clay Fighter. So anyways, this last video, he did it. And at the very end, I'm not kidding, I was crying. My son goes, Dad, are you okay? I was like, dude, that was just so amazing. Did you see that? Did you see that?
It's fantastic.
Guys, I'm not going to give it away. Go watch it. Go watch this thing. Just the way he tells the story is so good. He's just walking through like a bazaar out in the middle of California, but it's amazing. Man, I know you're flattered, but Mort, we really appreciate it. And here's the one thing I want to shout. Mort's going to be on the show next week. Do not miss next week. It's amazing. It's going to be awesome. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Hey, yeah, thanks for being here. So, yeah, I'm going a different route too. I love that we get to do this. I am loving what you're feeling on there with that game. That's a great game. I'm a wrestling guy. I'm back into wrestling a little bit now that it's on Netflix. I love that because I haven't had real TV in probably 15 years. So while it was running on like USA and whatever, I'd catch it every once in a while, like a highlight. But I'd go to a live show. But now that it's back on Netflix, Cannon and I have been watching it. We can watch it like on Tuesday, right? So we're like, we don't need to watch it on Monday anymore. So we'll watch Tuesday or Wednesday. And we're kind of following. But WCW was it. Sting's on my mountain if you go wrestlers. And, man, just a fantastic thing. I am excited about what's going to happen in this show. But
I'm not going to lie. He started saying the game, and I was showing my age again because I thought he was saying, like, a cheat code to a game or something. I was like, what is he saying right now? I have no clue what this is.
WCW, up, down, left, right, PA select, start. Yeah.
I was like, hey,
I think it might be.
Last Tuesday was amazing. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. We really only been watching Raw, but Patrick, but man, I'm all over it. I'm all for it. So, man, this is a good pick. That is a great pick. Okay,
also, by the way, if you go back to the stream, you see that I when I did stream Revenge, I won the championship with Sting. I won the world heavyweight with Sting.
Nice.
Took it away from who I forgot who had it. I forgot who I beat to win it. But yeah, this is. I think if you go back to, we did wrestling video games. I think this might be my George. I absolutely love this game. It's definitely on my list. I don't remember.
It's on your list. I don't remember where at, but yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah,
great game. All right, Aaron. Aaron, you're up.
Sweet.
Give us kind of what you were thinking, criteria, maybe the direction you're going without giving away your picks. And then your first one's going to be Rosie, your first pick, and why.
Cool. So I kind of went a different route. I was thinking more like things that I love doing in video games that I can't do in real life, like game mechanics, essentially. And so that was really all I thought about. And my first pick is fast travel. I think fast travel is so cool. Like, imagine, like, currently, like, okay, long story short, I went to Paris on my honeymoon, and I think in Disneyland Paris, I had the best chicken I've ever had in my entire life. It was, like, the perfect amount of juiciness. It had the right crispiness. It was, like, breaded correctly. Like, if I could fast travel directly to that part of Disneyland Paris, get my chicken, and then come back here, golden. Best part of life I could ever do. So my first pick is fast traveling.
I love that you would use that to get fried chicken. And I love, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not debating that at all because there are some foods I would definitely fast travel to get. I'd also have to fast travel to the restroom sometimes depending on what kind of food we get. But
Yes.
Getting the flux capacitor for KFC.
Yeah.
I'll just say this, and Derrick, I'm not too sure exactly where you live, but I know the other two have been where I live, and I would love some fast travel through some Atlanta traffic sometimes. So yeah, that would be fantastic. Like
I like some fast travel through the Ohio winters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, beignets.
Beignets would be a great food for that power. Yeah, fast travel all the way and back. Oh yeah, I'm down for it. Hot, it stay hot. It's a good pick. I like the mechanics thing. That's kind of where I was going originally, and then it evolved into where I'm at. I'm kind of combining a lot of what you guys are doing into my list. And fast travel is absolutely one of the best mechanics that we wish we could do as an adult. I mean, as a human, because it's not available. My favorite. Like I just got out the airport. One of my favorite things is getting on that thing where it's like the moving floor and you're walking.
I feel like a super soldier, you know.
I'm like, man,
and if you're on that thing and not walking simultaneously, get off.
Get off.
Yeah. Don't just stand there.
Stand on the side, don't stand in the middle with your suitcase and block the whole way.
Go super speed and then try to catch your balance when you're getting.
What's my favorite? Watching people that have gotten on that for the first time and they like take off and then they don't slow down at the end and they fly off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I'd love to fast travel through the Oklahoma summer. So Ohio's winters and Oklahoma summers. Hey, Paul, I'm not sure. I guess you're in Oklahoma, but I'm not sure if you've been down to Georgia and Louisiana for their summers. Brutal. Yeah, we'll take it. It's the humidity. It's
not the heat that'll get you. It's the humidity. Yeah.
So there's maybe we'll do that in nostalgia, but we want to do a Rushmore of what white people say, and that's one of them. It's not the heat will get you, it's the humidity. Yeah, you can confirm.
When you get in line and everyone else goes up.
Yoda's in the house.
Yeah.
Rebel War Pig, thanks for hanging out still and being around. Man, this is us, man. This is us. It's like a little fun little family. All right. And there's so many people that aren't here tonight. I can't wait till they show up. I'd love to fast travel to my mom's house and see my little brother. Dude,
that's sweet.
I am all over that. That's a good one. Like fast traveling to my house to get back to my kids, or like to get to my kids' games and back. Oh, God, I love that. Some of the travel to get there is the worst.
Yeah.
Andy, you're up. So what are you thinking criteria-wise?
So kind of similar to Aaron, all of mine were just specific things that you can only do in video games, right? Like could be mechanics, could be like features of a game. Now I could look at these and I could probably tie them to specific games, but I think they're going to be seen in a lot of different games. So that's kind of where I went with it.
Christina's in the house.
Christina Payne.
Guys, if you have a channel, Christina's going to share it.
She's going to shout it out for sure.
Man. Oh, by the way, everybody, you guys all have wrenches, and if you have a channel, you are welcome to post your channel in the chat.
Hey.
Welcome to post your channel in the chat, and everybody go follow them. But don't just go follow them just because. If you go follow them just because, then it's going to actually hurt their page. Go and say hello. Go like a few things. Go watch a few shorts. Go do a little something. Do a little dance. We'll just move it there. So, Andy, you're up.
Yeah. All right. So back to this one.
There's Fat Boy.
Yeah.
Share it, buddy.
I went specific. I did that. I went kind of practical with some of these things. Like, what are some things that I really want to implement in my everyday life? Hey, by the way, he just said it. He's only 50 subs from 1K. We got 24 people in here.
If you're not
already subbed to Fat Boy, go do that.
Go do it. I will say this, and he'll agree. He does have a little bit edgier content, but he is a great friend. He's been on the show, and he just plays video games, man. So go follow him and help him get to where he needs to be. We would really appreciate it. He was on our show, if you want to watch him, a couple of weeks ago for a food topic. So
Italian food, right?
Yeah, Italian food. We had fun, man.
Yeah.
So
all right. So I'm gonna get to mine now. So again, I just went practical, went specific. mechanics or features, things like that. And with my Rosie, this is kind of a broad one. You can fit a lot of different abilities into this. But I think just in general, if I could apply this to my life, it would solve a lot of things. It would help me in areas, and it would just be fun, right? I mean, it really would. At the end of the day, my Rosie is I wanted to be able to defy physics. I mean, that's seen in multiple ways. So like double jumps, right? Like being able to do that stuff. Can you imagine like being able to actually physically do a double jump, like jump and then jump in air?
Yeah.
Things like I think about specific games. If we want to tie specific games to this, Mario 2, right? When you can choose, and Luigi kind of like floats, or Peach, just kind of glides along and stuff like that. So like things that I could defy gravity with would just be a ton of fun, man. You play some of these racing games, maybe some of the ones that aren't as super realistic and just like different movements that these things do that couldn't happen. So again, I went really broad here, but I think that again, defying physics. I guess maybe fast travel kind of could somewhat play into that too. So it's not really a Rushmore, but it does apply to that. So I would just want to be able to defy physics and do things that are just seemingly impossible here. I mean, think about I also thought like, what if this was like, you're the only person who can do this? I mean, imagine like showing your friends, and the other thing, I think back to nostalgia, when I was like growing up, we had a pool growing up as a kid, and I used to like keep all my body under. I know if you were in a pool, you did this as a kid. You keep your whole body underwater, and it kind of felt like you could defy gravity. Run along the walls. Everyone did that, right, in a pool, or like play like Spider-Man in the pool. Like any of that stuff, man. That's where I'm at. So my Rosie would just be defying physics. Defying physics would be 100% fun and practical and useful to do.
This is kind of what I thought this was going to be like. When I originally thought, what are you talking about? What can we do vicariously through? This is kind of like the first step. There he is. Hey, great show last night, Vintage. They also do a draft. They're friends of ours. Go follow them. They drafted last night sports announcers. And nice. I'm going to tell you, Vintage, you won last night, or Keith, I'm sure this is Keith. You won last night with the Dick Vitale pick alone for me. Yeah.
Dick Vitale.
Yeah. And he had Chris Berman, I believe, too. But anyways, yeah, man, I love that. I love those picks. Dude, I mean, this had to be on there if we're going that route, right? It had to be kind of like, things that humans can't do, right? Yeah. This is one of those things that they do. I mean, sometimes like the gravity's different. I know, like, there's some certain Mario games, right? Like, you talked about Peach, but you got Luigi, and then you've got Toad, and they all have different mechanics as involved. But like when they're playing on Galaxy, they're running around planets, and then you're playing with in Mario Kart, they're like flying on gliding and stuff. And it's just kind of like video games allow us to like bend the reality a little bit, which makes it fun. You know what I mean? And I'm here for it, man. I'm here. What do you guys think about defying gravity?
Defying gravity. Good. So if you can't find me, that's the best I can do. That's the best you're gonna get.
That's good. I love that.
I don't lead worship, but I can try.
We're all worship leaders.
That's right.
Yeah. Some of us just are on stage. And some of us shouldn't.
Listen, the Lord says make a joyful noise, and I will in fact make a noise. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'll make a noise. Actually, I mean, I usually am not even making a noise because I'm so like, I'm usually just the quiet one sitting there watching my wife sing, and we'll do whatever. Oh, what an amazing voice he has. Yes.
That was my wife. Thank you, wife. That was so nice.
Olive jumping in here.
Always gotta
Thank
love
you
a
for
supportive
being here. Look, let me throw that chatty chat towards you too. There it is. And thanks for being here, Olive. So anyways, you got what do you think, Derrick? Defying gravity?
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
Physics, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Just think of all you could do with cleaning the house and everything, man. That'd be wild.
Get those cobwebs, yeah.
Yeah, I love that pick.
Be like Andrew Garfield in No Way Home.
Dude, I love where we're going. We all have a different. Well, Aaron and Andy, y'all are going to be probably pretty close to each other. But
yeah,
I'm going to jump in and I'm going to just say, guys, I went all of your directions and I was like, gosh, I have so many picks. How am I going to slam this together? This is one reason we added criteria in the beginning in the first place, was because it was to help kind of iron out some of the wrinkles that we have. And when I was thinking about this whole deal, I was like, okay, there are so many mechanics in the game and so many mechanics outside the game that I wish I could do. I mean, just a simple thing like have a controller for my life, right? And real life in the house, real life. We just opened some Garbage Pail Kids in the beginning. Real life's going to be on the show twice coming up, once in movies, once in music. We're excited for him. Go follow another great channel, Friends with Vintage. So I was thinking, man, in the game, out the game, what am I going to do? I made this long list, and then it hit me. Certain characters of these games have multiple of these. And so like one character, if I could vicariously be one character in a game, I can kind of sum up a lot of things through his game. Very much kind of like what you're talking about, Derrick. You're living through a game. I'm going to go and live through the game, but maybe for a different reason, not just for the nostalgia side, but because I can do these different things. Right. Now, my first pick, my Rosie, honestly and ironically, Derrick, it is very similar to yours. I wouldn't call it a Rushmore per se, but I'm going to give you guys basically what a couple things that you can do in this game. First, you can live the dream as a college or pro athlete, coach, or general manager, right? You can play your way up into the Hall of Fame or break records and win championships, because I love sports, right? You can rewind, restart, and simulate games as fast or as slow as you want. You can go in or out the whole seasons, right? To manage team, recruit players, call plays, make dynasty decisions, full customization of you. Like you just build your guy and your name becomes the legendary in sports history. I'm going with none other than the create a character in all sports games. Listen, if I could literally be in a sports game and go win the Super Bowl, go win the Natty, go win the heavyweight championship belt, like the idea of like vicariously jumping into a video game and being able to do like a career in these games, it just blows my mind. So my pick is the create a character, but in sports games. And I was thinking, when I was a kid, I used to love baseball stars. And you would do the whole team, right? And you'd raise them up, you'd earn money. The Tecmo Bowls, the Maddens, the NCAAs. But my favorite part of those games was when you make a character and you start him from scratch and you try and get him to be a Pro Bowler or a Hall of Famer or whatever it is. I'm going create a character for my Rosie.
That's good.
I love this pick. I mean, this is such a great pick. This is such a great pick. And that's the first feature you always go to in those games. Or at least I was like, forget this whole
here's the question. When you create a character, Andy, do you create him to look like you or do you create him to be like the baddest dude alive?
Never. He has my name. And he has my number. I'm always 89. I'm always 89 is my go-to number. But I'm never... I mean, and also maybe not so much in like football games or stuff, but there's other types of games that have similar things. My dude's got the blue mohawk. You know what I mean? Like green skin if possible.
My favorite is like in wrestling. I try and find the coolest set of tattoos from head to toe. I'm like, coolest hair, the coolest like whatever.
I mean, biceps again, defying physics. Like, there's no way you like
never
your bicep goes
fat
into
guy,
your wrist.
even though I probably should. Never pick the guy with always got face paint or a mask. Right.
The guy's like 8 foot tall and 600 pounds.
He's 8 foot tall and he runs like Sonic the Hedgehog. What is
this guy? Size 3 shoe.
I like building. So specifically, I remember in Madden creating a running back that was just a boulder, dude. I mean, this guy was fat beyond, but you make him so huge defying physics again, right? But also
Yeah.
99 speed. You're like, this. It's a cheat code. It's so crazy that you can make these guys that. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. This is a great pick.
So just to throw this out there, the reason I picked this is always as a kid I wanted to play third base for the Yankees. Start by going through the LSU Tigers and win a national championship with them. Head on over to the Yankees, win a World Series. But I've played every sport. I love sports to death. If you jump in with us in September, October, November, you'll see we love sports around here. And man, I didn't get to make it there, but I sure love playing. Like Tiger Woods, right? Go win the Masters. I mean, there's so many. The hockey games, win the Stanley Cup. Soccer, win FIFA. Like whatever the game is, and even like Mario Kart, really racing, right? They're all fun, but being in there to win the championship and take the whole thing down, that's just. I love that idea in video games that we get to actually do that. So that's gonna be my first one, my Rosie, man. And we don't have to do criteria, Derrick. We jump right in. Now it's TJ Jazzy Jeff. It's our fun name for Thomas Jefferson. And
awesome.
So TJ Jazzy Jeff is next. And this is number 3 on the mountain. So where are you going now, Derrick?
Well, first of all, I like your pick, and in the words of Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, "Road run, Braggy." So you guys are going kind of more of the vicarious abilities kind of thing, and my last pick was wrestling, which I always thought would be awesome to be a wrestler. So I guess it was kind of doing something. But this next pick, my Jefferson on the mountain, I would have to go with Star Wars, as I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and being able to use the Force to do things in life, that would be an awesome vicarious ability. And again, speaking to me personally, Star Wars, the famous tagline is "The Force will be with us always." Obi-Wan said that. And of course, Jesus Christ tells us that he will be with us always, even until the end, Matthew 28:20. So that always reminds me of that. And Star Wars has a special place in my heart. And if I had to pick a specific game, I'm going with Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005, because you can recreate any battle you can think of. You can be Wampas, you can be anything you can think of, Jedi, Sith, whatever your mind is your only limitation. So that's got to be my Jefferson.
I love that. If I'm picking a game, it's Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for the instance.
Yeah. What a banger.
Pod racer, man. Got a pod race, man.
It's a fun game.
Real quick, Star Wars, big fans here. General Kenobi was actually on our show, not the real one, not that guy, but
hello there.
Hello there. And he's got an amazing, if you like Star Wars, he's got an amazing Star Wars channel, General Kenobi's Bunker. And
nice.
We're expecting him to come back on in movies. He said he just cracked $8,000. When he was on ours, he was at $2,000. That's in a year. He blew up.
Wow.
And just really amazing. But if you like Star Wars content and you're Christian, then last St. Tammany Collectors Con, Darth Vader from Rogue One was on there, and I preached on the darkness and being redeemed through Darth Vader. So that was a cool pick. I love Star Wars. Awesome. I love Battlefront. I will say this, and I didn't say it in my criteria, and this has reminded me. I guess sports is the only kind of real thing. One of the reasons I went create a character and not saying I want to be Bo Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Because I tried to not pick any real or anything that wasn't a video game first, if that makes sense. So like things like Star Wars wouldn't be on my list today, but let me tell you, if I rethought my list, I would love to be a Jedi. Let me just say that.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out real quick. Davey Lusco is in the house saying hello. Man, we just shout out, dude. This con has blown up, and we're so proud of you and the hard work you and your family do to make this thing a reality. I know, listen, I don't envy you. I don't want to have to be in charge of doing all that stuff. So you guys did phenomenal. Appreciate you always being a friend, being a fan, hanging out. We would love to help you guys out in any kind of way we can, man. We're always here for you guys.
Yep. Thank you, David. Davey is actually the CEO, the director, the owner, and everything else under the sun with the Louisiana RetroCon. He's been on the show twice too, I think, right? At least once. Was he on twice? I think so.
Twice, yeah. But we all know Miss Rhonda does everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's
and Mr. Dave just looks cool with that cool hat, that little Kangol slim.
I want to be Mr. Dave when I'm old.
Yeah, that's what I want to be, Mr. Dave, when I go. So, hey, I heard a little cheering over from the young side of the room. Aaron, you're a Star Wars guy.
Oh, I have no audio.
Wait, Aaron, you're audioed out.
I muted my mic. Sorry, I had to cough earlier. Thank you. But no, I have loved Star Wars my entire life. It's been like the movie for me for my entire life. Like it's amazing. I have a lightsaber on my TV over here. You can't see it, but I have like a full lightsaber on my TV over here.
I kind of see it.
It's over there. My old room in my mom's house, Star Wars everywhere. There's a point in time I wanted to paint my room blue just because it looked like Luke's lightsaber. like hardcore Star Wars all day. All day.
I love that. Yeah, we're definitely Star Wars guys. I don't think we've ever had a Trekkie on though. We've been
had a Trekkie, but he didn't talk about it. Oh, look, we're inching towards 30.
29. We're so close, guys.
29.
Hang around.
Let's get that
35
record.
In the chat.
Oh, now we're to 27 when we started.
Oh, Bird's the word. Hey,
we
Bird's the
offended 2
nerd.
Trekkies.
Bird's the nerd. I've asked him to come on the show. We never matched up. He's a comic book guy. You want to see a comic? If you guys are into comics,
That's
go
cool.
check out Bird's page. He's in there as a moderator in the chat. Go follow him. By the way, again, reminder, all 29 of you, if you want to share your page, share it in the chat right now. All right. So
Hey, while we're talking Star Wars, let me just show him off again.
Hey.
This might be before your time, Aaron, but we used to put toppers on Taco Bell.
Hey, wait. While I got 29 people in here, we
Terrible.
need somebody for a music episode. If you guys want to be on for the music, we have all the episodes covered except one. And if you're into music or you want to be into music, or you don't have to be a musician, just love music, and you want to be on, come jump on the show with us. And we're already starting to book movies. So if you want to be in movies, I want to be on there like swimwear. I love music. Davey, you're in. Davey, you're in. It's got to be a certain date though. So I will send you. It's the second week of April. Dave, thank you. There he is. And Aaron, if you want to be in movies, we're in. So hey, listen, it's the second week of April. If you want to be in, and we can have more than one. And we just got to come up with a topic, but it's music. And the reason I thought about that, you just showed Darth Maul. John Williams and all the other amazing composers, we haven't done. We haven't done music compositions yet. And gosh,
like
John
Williams, film score,
like movie soundtracks.
Dude.
Yes.
Well, we've done soundtracks.
We've done soundtracks.
Yeah.
We haven't done like epic
specifically
scores
scores
or anything from like John Williams or Hans Zimmer.
Like movie themes.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to do that, come on.
That
April
sounds
10th
like fun.
would be the day. Yep, I think April 10th is the day. That's the opening. So if you could, you're in, man. So we just got to come up with a topic. Somebody wants to roll with Davey, let me know. So movie scores are the best. Yeah, I know, and we haven't done that one yet. So, anyways, who's up? Aaron, you're up.
We're up there.
So that's what I was. Hey, Paul, don't jump the gun. Don't give it away. That's what I was thinking. Hey, look. Aaron, you're up.
Real quick, talking about Duel of the Fates made me think. So in youth group, we have this game called Lightsabers we play. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically you lock like wrists with each other and you're pointing your fingers at each other. And the goal is to poke the other person with your finger. So you're like going back and forth like this. But we play Duel of the Fates in the background. And it gets intense, dude. They're like jumping up and down, like squatting, like somersaulting, like still with their hands interlocked because you can't like break your hand grip.
That's amazing.
It's wild,
That
dude.
is
Thanks. You gave me a game for next Wednesday, Aaron. Appreciate it.
There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right,
Fur, what's
we're
the
being
world
a
for it?
DJ
World for
Jazzy
Duel of
Jeff.
Fates or the game, or you want to be on the show? Let me know. For real. Let me know. So,
Yeah.
all right, you're up. You're up, Aaron. What
Bet.
is number 2, TJ Jazzy Jeff? Well, number 3 on the mountain, number 2 that we're talking about.
Yeah. So mine is same thing again, game mechanics, things I want to do that I can't do in real life. And this one just makes me wrestle with my theology a little bit. I wrote it down, and I was like, do I really want that?
I know where you're going.
But I think it would be really cool if we could do it. So for me, my number 2 pick is going to be respawning.
I knew it.
Respawning. You die, you mess up, end of the line. You respawn right where you just were at the last save point you had, I guess, and then you come back. I think respawning would be cool.
Yeah.
You know what, though? The cool thing is, if we're faithful, we will.
Yeah, there you go.
we will
can
respawn.
do this.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I eliminated from my list for that. I knew that we had a bunch of Christians here, pastors here, and I was like, man, I'm gonna if somebody throws them, I'm throwing that card out there.
That's kind of what our ministry is called, reboot. So
Reboot.
before you respawn,
awesome.
you have to reboot. So there's a shameless, you gotta
There's a
get
sermon in there.
born again before you can get born again. And so
That's
I
awesome.
like it.
there you go.
I like it.
Amen.
Yeah. But I will
We
say,
got
to
some
your
worship
point,
in the
though,
chat.
like this,
Hey, I like a respawn. This is a good one. One of the things that I love about this, which is going to come into my next 3 games, respawning is, extra lives, free lives, more lives, finding an extra man, all that kind of stuff about like not dying, or dying and coming back is in most every game.
Yeah.
Especially the next 3 of mine. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
I do respect the pick because obviously, I mean, that's the goal in a lot of these games. Or like, I got to get extra lives. I got to do this stuff. So yeah,
Right.
that's there's no hate on that pick.
No
But
hate,
I just
no
wanted to
hate,
throw
no
the
hate.
card out there.
So respawning, and that is going to finish up your first half of the mountain. And Andy, where are you going?
So this one's fun. And Kirk, I think you're going to agree with this. I would be interested if this is on yours, but knowing the route that you went, it probably isn't. I am a people person. I'm extroverted. I can have introverted moments. I think we can have like both of those things. One of the things that makes me introverted, one of the things that brings me to that place is small talk. So what I want to do is I want to be able to skip through cutscenes. That's what I want to do. I want to just keep pressing
That's such a good one.
and get through all of the meaningless talk. That's what I want to do. That I wanted to put this. Now here's the thing. I was like, dude, this is such a good pick. I was proud of myself for this pick. And I was like, maybe I'll save it for George. But there are times where I do like talking to people, like in certain moments. And then on the flip side of things, I don't want people to like skip through my preaching, right? And stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like I was like, in a way, it could hurt me, but it is such a good thing that you can't do without being rude, right? You can't just like walk away from a conversation. I mean, I guess you could, but like just to be able to skip through things and it happens. And the other thing, specific to a video game, like you can skip through those cutscenes and it really, I mean, there may be some things that are like vital information in there, but a lot of times the game goes on. The game goes on. You know what I mean?
Dude,
but
my mind is rolling. Look. But
yeah,
my mind is rolling.
That's Kirk, what I thought. I honestly thought about you when I made this pick. Because I was like,
tell you something.
Dude, if nobody likes...
Okay, so Kirk's conversations.
I have never... It's weird. In my adulthood, I've never been pegged to be an introvert. Nobody's ever pegged me to be an introvert. Everybody thinks I am so charismatic and just and listen, I wouldn't say it's an act, but it is something I have learned to do to be a good person and in my community. Because I'll tell you what, I could easily disappear on my couch all night long and not talk to one person that lives in my house. Not one person. Not my kids, my wife, whatever. I could just sit on the couch all night long, veg out, and not talk. But with that being said, when you said it at first and you went the introvert route, I didn't think cutscenes, because most cutscenes I love because it's more than just the talking. I thought you were going to go a different route. I thought like the first game that popped in my mind was Zelda 2, and you're walking around and you're like in the village and you go to talk to someone and the little thing comes up, and as soon as you hit it, it goes back down. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and just, I was thinking, I want to just, for the sake of time, just know what you're about to say and know if I need to get out of there or not.
It's like the NPCs, like skipping through NPC
Oh
conversations.
yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Hitting space bar entirely just to get through it. Like, come on, let's go. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking.
And what's really bad is
what's really bad
is when you button mash.
Oh, yeah. My wife has had conversations with me before I go to an event, and she'll say something to the effect, "All right, so and so is going to be there. Are you going to talk to them, or are you just going to sit in the corner and look at them? I need you to talk to them." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Right? And so, well, Aaron's been to Cadre before. Cadre is like the who's who, and Andy, you've been there too, but Cadre's like the who's who of ministry, right? And it depends on when you go and how you go. And I love to just sit in the back and people watch and just watch people do weird things and laugh. And then they'll be like, "All right, Kirk, you need to come up in front because you're some kind of leader." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to go up front. I don't want to do a skit with you in front of people I don't know. I want to laugh at everybody else doing a skit that they don't know."
Aaron, what human video? Do you remember what human video you had to do, Aaron?
This might win the.
I've only been to 1 year of Cadre, so I haven't gotten there yet.
You did 1 year. You did 1 year.
Yeah,
okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
That was my second year. We did.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this might win the internet today. I love it. I love it. You look. So, by the way, on Instagram and on YouTube, we're going to put our poll. You're going to go pick who had the best list. Andy, I think you're in the lead with this one. Right.
I'm coming out strong, man. I've been dying the last couple weeks.
Coming out. All right, so my turn. So, okay, so I didn't say this earlier, but it just so happened my 4 picks. So, Andy, you know me, so you can probably pick the others out. My 4 picks are my 4 type of favorite games. So the first one was sports. You're going to get something from some of the other favorites. So, Andy,
I can skip your George. I know where you're going.
No, you're not going to skip my George. You might want to skip now, I think, though. Skip now. Because you're gonna be okay, or at least love my George. So I'm going with So Andy doesn't like role playing games. This pick here is Final Fantasy, of course, and I'm going with Cloud Strife. If I could be Cloud Strife, here's the thing: Cloud is one of my favorite characters of all time. He's actually the guy, right? He's the guy from Final Fantasy VII. There it is. I didn't show my last one, so I put baseball stars on behind me. But here's some of the things that Cloud can do, which I think is just amazing. One, he has the legendary Buster Sword, which is just insane. I walk around the conventions and I see those big swords. And I'm like, dude, that is sweet.
It's sick.
You can summon gods. Like, can you imagine? So we can summon God, right? We love Jesus and we can summon in prayer.
Capital
but if
G
you can
God.
have him manifest in front of me and say, "Lord, can you take that guy out?" Well, that's what he does. He literally does. He does that. He summons gods and all of these amazing things. He has magic and weapons and armor. He runs around. He runs around in these fantasy stories, and it says Final Fantasy, but obviously big stories, right? He time travels. He can go back. He can go forward. He can go up. Multiple different realities. And here's some other things he gets to do. He has saves points. He walks around in people's houses and just takes their stuff. He just goes in and he's like, "I need this piece of armor. Wait, that was in my drawer. I need it." He sleeps in their bed. He eats their food. He rides chocobos. He rides dragons. He fights all these amazing things. And man, what a great, fun time.
Man.
When you think of some of the mechanics of being in that game. Now, the one thing I would say, and this is Andy's probably argument is some of these things you don't really want to be fighting. But so that's why I have an amazing team with me. I hang out with a lion, a guy with an arm that is a freaking cannon. I got two hot chicks that's running with me. I got some other crazy people that love to follow me. A little teddy bear that likes whatever. It's just really cool. I'm going with Cloud Strife is my next guy to live vicariously through Final Fantasy VII.
I knew you would have this somewhere. I thought this was going to be George though, so I'm proud of you for bumping it down.
Not George, but
Cloud's
there it is.
also a really good pick because Cloud is in Super Smash Bros.
Oh, I
Yeah,
missed that
there
part.
you
It is
go.
on there. But that is something in my thing. Not only are you in one game, you're in multiple games. That kind of thing is really cool about games. You get to go into different worlds and get to hang out with some cool people. I was kind of thinking about what is it? Wreck-It Ralph, when they show up on the internet and they're kind of chatting it over with all of the other characters. Yeah, like I showed up in Smash Brothers and we're chatting it up. Yeah, I get to hang out with those guys too. That'd be kind of cool.
How cool is that?
Only downside to living in an RPG game is you have to wait for the other person to take a turn.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's Andy's downfall there.
Listen.
He just hates the turn game.
Cloud is also in Kingdom Hearts too, so you get to hang out with Donald and Goofy pretty often too.
Yeah,
How
there
fun
you
is
go.
that?
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
hey.
Greatest game of all time, in my opinion.
We just pulled a Fonzie there. Hey.
Yeah, we pulled something, but not Fonzie. But anyways, so that is that halfway? Yeah, that's halfway.
That's the halfway
So,
point.
ladies and gentlemen, we're at 30. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. And I've said it already. 35 is the record. So if you guys hang around just and let it play in the back, let's see if we can break the record tonight. So 35 is the record in the chat. That was with Bryce, and Bryce was here earlier. This is our halftime.
Didn't
Halftime is
Iowa Retro Gamer Dad? Didn't we have more?
Oh yeah, that's right. He had more in chat, and then Bryce had more after chat. So you're right.
Yeah, he had more total views. But
So here's the deal. This is our time where we kind of celebrate our friends. So Andy, you probably want to find one of our friends to chat it with. But a couple things. Davey's in the chat, so I'm going to shout that out tremendously. And we've already shouted it out a couple times. But I'll just show the shirt. Louisiana RetroCon was a banger event, and there's going to be another one coming up. They got a new logo I just saw today. Got another one coming up in the fall-ish time, and we were the MCs of that amazing event. But it's time to turn the page, Davey. Until the next time, I've got some good ideas about how we can even make our side better with Davey and his side, and hopefully we can bring that over to, there it is, August 2nd and 3rd. Hopefully we can bring that over to, I don't know, August 2nd and 3rd. That might be tough for me, Davey. I have to look at my schedule. I think that's my daughter's national tournament. And we probably will be out of town. I don't know. But anyways, we'll figure it out. I got some ideas though how to revamp, and we'll probably try and entertain those with our guy Ben Robert, who runs St. Tammany Collectors Con. Now, St. Tammany Collectors Con is coming up in May, I believe, right, Andy? Is it May?
May 3rd and 4th. May the 4th be
May 3rd
with
and
you.
4th. And St. Tammany Collectors Con is in Mandeville, Louisiana. It's going to be another big event. A lot of the people haven't been announced yet, but I'm sure he's going to have a bunch of folks. We had Darth Vader last time. We had, hey, Manny, there it is. What's up? Yeah, I should have had it last week, huh? I should have had it last week. Manny was on the show last week. Manny, I don't know if you watched what's going on, but Chris Reed, Yellow Rose in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for being here. Manny, I don't know if you saw it, but your episode is now in second place right behind Bryce. So thanks for being here. Yeah. Chris, I'm going to throw you a wrench in the chat. But with that being said, we are doing St. Tammany Collectors Con, and there hasn't been a theme announced yet, but we'll be preaching at the theme. We'll be preaching there. We'll be doing door prizes. We'll be hanging out, spinning the wheel, doing all the things we normally do over in Mandeville, Louisiana. And man, we cannot wait. Yeah. Chris Reed, Yellow Rose. We love Yellow Rose. Throwing wrenches at me. Dang, yeah, here it comes. And that means Chris, that you're a moderator along with everybody else. You see the little blue wrench, and that means you're on. You get to hang out and kind of share. If you have anything you want to share, you're welcome to share it in the chat. So, Saturn Steve, I just announced to Manny, y'all's episode is now in second place for the year, and it is flying. So, much love to you guys. It was a great show. Last week we did Sega Genesis games. Guy, go check it out. So the next thing, Andy, so we talked about that. The next thing is we are going to be redoing, I think, Andy, I think you agree, that we're going to be redoing our messages from the last two conventions, and they will be out on our homepage. You can go look at them now, but they're kind of hard to see and hear, and we'll put them in studio so that you guys can follow along. Who do we need to crush for now? Bryce. Bryce is number one. You know how that is, man. So Bryce number one, Iowa's number 3. Y'all passed Iowa up. So very in the house. Super Garbage Day is going to be on the show a couple weeks. He's teaming up with Game Dad Show. Now, I can't wait for that. Oh well, never mind. You don't want to. Come on, you get Bryce. All right. So the other thing is, we got 2 other things that we want to share before we jump in. Number one. We're not a Christian channel, but we're not a Christian channel. We love Jesus. We love our faith. And up here in the top, well, I got to back up. Up there in the top over Andy is a group of people called Culture Box. Culture Box is just a bunch of Christian creators that live in the pop culture world. They do things like Dungeons and Dragons and review movies from 15 years ago. Matter of fact, Andy and you and I are going to be on the Retro Rewind podcast next week reviewing The Fugitive, which is movies that are at least 15 years or older, or video games. And then we have Geek Devotions, who does nerdy sermons at conventions and things. All these guys. And we want to just handpick and select one of our favorites to put on the show right now and have all of you guys go and flood their content and share and tell them that we love you. Who we cheering today?
Well, I figured since we're going to be there next Tuesday, let's give a shout out to Francisco and Paul J. Powers over at the Retro Rewind podcast.
Yeah.
Every other week, join the Retro Rewind pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum in their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. Expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and rotating guest hosts who are all out of time.
Go check them out. Let them know that we sent you there.
Yeah, and another thing, which isn't in our little trailer commercial, and that's okay, is a lot of recent content. Paul J. Powers is an artist, so he likes to draw. You go watch him do some amazing drawing. And Francisco, don't call him Roy, he loves to work on a table game that he is building from scratch, and he plays it online. You can test it with him, and he's about to launch it, I think, through a Kickstarter or something. But it's a really cool game, and it's called Junkyard Juggernauts. You can go to junkyardjuggernauts.com and tell him we sent you, and go check out the game. It's really cool. The last thing is, Andy, I was over at your house and I got to taste some other brands of coffee. So the last time I was there, I had the Mexico. Speaking of Mexico, Joe Mexican was at the show this week, and Joe Mexican is Dope Smack.
Good poll.
He is going to be back on the show again. Go follow his contact at Dark Adams Studios. But we had the Mexico last time, and this time I had the Ethiopia and I had the Colombia. All 3 are top-notch coffees. Dude, we're at 32. We're at 32. 4 more people, and we break the record. Come on. See what we got.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, let's give a shout out real quick. Check out this commercial for our official coffee of the Rushmore Show, Village Coffee.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code Rushmore for free shipping.
Make sure to go get you some coffee today and use that discount code to get your free shipping.
The coffee drove them off. They're like, man, but we had 35. We were almost there. All right, so we tied the record, 35. So, Andy, it's time to jump back into this episode. We're talking vicariously living through video games. This is a fun topic. Derrick, you're up. This one is Link. This is a softball pitch for you. It's Link. Video games. This is a softball pitch. Not many of y'all bite, but here it goes. Who you got at number 2?
I'm sorry to disappoint, but Link ain't happening.
Oh, okay.
But I am going to kind of crush more with Andy and Aaron. My number 2 pick is going to be Mario, and it's because of the super jump, like Andy said, and because of kind of the fast travel with the warp pipe ability to be able to go wherever you want. But I'm going to go with Super Mario 64 specifically, because if you grew up at that time, and which you would have had to, you remember Mario being a 2D side scroller, but when Mario 64 came out, it was just mind-blowing. You could live vicariously through Mario. It was the first 3D Mario. You could fly, you could shoot out of cannons, all this crazy stuff. And Mario, of course, personally being a character that's always willing to help others with no questions asked, and he's always willing to do the right thing. But that moment of first laying your eyes on Mario 64 in 3D reminds me of, the feeling that you get when you take God on your life. You realize he's who you want to surrender your life to. John 8:32, you know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So that's why I'm picking Super Mario 64.
Yes. Derrick, if I couldn't love you anymore, this is where it's at. You've got a couple N64 games you're repping today.
All coming in hot with Skyrim. Okay.
If you know me, I am all about Nintendo, but specifically N64 is my jam. This is, I was talking about this actually. Retro Card Collector posted a video, I think this past week, and it was like just 10 N64 games he has, and he's just reviewing them. It wasn't necessarily top 10 or anything like that in any order. And he brought up Super Mario 64, and I just said, man, it's an absolutely beautiful game. It holds up well today.
Yeah.
And a lot of those games, listen, GoldenEye, we talk about it ad nauseum, is a fantastic. It's one of the GOATs, right? Absolutely. Yeah. It deserves its place. But it's like Terry Bradshaw. You know what I mean? Like, you sit down, Grandpa. Sit down, Grandpa. Like, we've got better things now. Much respect. What you did for the game and everything. Yeah. But like GoldenEye doesn't hold it today. But Super Mario 64, I'll play it today and have just as much fun as I did when I was, 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever years old. This is a great. Everyone wanted to be Mario, wanted to be in Mario, wanted to be, in that game. So I love this pick, man. Great pick.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I got it.
Great pick. I love that you shouted out the warp pipe, the super jump. Those are really good times. Speaking of warp pipe, you mentioned Retro Cart Collector. He has joined the weekend warp pipe with Russ Lyman, and Russ Lyman reached out to me. Russ is going to be on the show. He is an amazing video game channel. Russ is going to be on the show in nostalgia, and that's going to be amazing too. So go follow Russ Lyman and Retro Cart Collector. They do the weekly warp pipe now that the NES Addict had to fall out, but that's okay. And I love this pick. Mario, GOAT status, great things. I can't say much more. We talked about him in characters. We talked about him in franchise. We talked about him in 64. We talk about him every time.
We talked about him on vintage flips.
We talked about it in movies. It's just great. So good pick.
I was actually listening today, just to get in video game mode again. I was listening to, while I was waiting in car line for my daughter, I was listening to the song Dire Dire Docks from Super Mario 64. And it's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful song. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Jag, you're up. You want to jump in, or you want to share anything about Mario 64 before you go, and then you can jump on it.
So I'm again showing my age here. So the first time I ever actually got to play Mario 64, I was in my engineering class in high school playing a PC port of it. on my Windows computer.
You're probably like, what is all this garbage? And then you turned
No.
out and started playing Minecraft and you loved
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's the same
No, yeah, it was fun though. Okay, no, for my next pick, as Paul in the chat was talking about Skyrim, I don't know if you saw it. I have my Skyrim coaster right here, and Skyrim's been my favorite game of all time. I play it so often. I actually have a modded version of Skyrim on my computer with over 1,000 mods installed. There's a lot going on there, but I say all that to say, one of my favorite things to do in Skyrim, for those of you who never played Skyrim, your character has this ability to shout really loudly using like dragon shouts, so you can like speak dragon language, and it has this big shout. They all have like different abilities and stuff. That's not my pick, but there's a shout you can do, and the shout is called Frus Ro Da, and you basically just blow people away. Literally just like a giant force just shoves them basically. And so one of my favorite things to do in Skyrim is to save my game, do the shout, have the whole city be mad at me, and then load the save to right before I did the shout and act like it never happened. So my next pick is going to be the save and load feature that you can do in video games, where you can save, do some out of the water random activity you've always wanted to do that you know you probably shouldn't, and then load that to right before you did it, and it'll be like, you know you did it, but no one else does, and you can just go on with your life like it never happened.
Nice.
Save state. I like it.
Yeah.
He just pulled that off like a Rushmore regular.
That was good. That was a
He came
good
in hot
walk.
with some Skyrim.
Thank you.
We're gonna shout. We're like, oh, he wants the shout to be number 2. That's okay. And he's just going, and then wham! little bait and switch.
That's right.
Listen, if save states or saving your game before a big deal isn't at the top, Paul Teagarden said it in your post earlier, Andy.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, like, going to a take a test or go to do a big interview for a job and save right before you go in and be like, that didn't work, and then try it again. I mean, that would be just fantastic.
Is it? We're all pastors here, but isn't that kind of justification?
Ooh.
Right? Are we kind of getting into the justification realm of like just as if I'd never sinned, right? That whole idea.
But, my theology book.
Yeah, I was thinking of redemption.
Or redemption. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So no, that's
Might
a
be
good
predestination.
pick.
Calvin?
We're going down
You went
the wall.
Calvinist real quick.
Yeah, but Jesus on the cross gave us all the reset.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. All right, so I love this pick. I knew this was going to be on there. Before I went the route I did, it was in my top 4. So it was like saving the game was in my top 4. That mechanic is something that's outside of many role-playing games and many adventure games, things that have lots of hours in. It's not something that was in the very beginning. I remember when that first game came out that had the battery in it, was like Zelda or one of those, and you can actually save your name. Right before, like the regular first Super Mario, you had to play all the way through, and if you turned it off, I remember leaving my thing powered on to go to bed at night and waking up in the morning with breakfast and trying to finish, right?
And heaven help you if somebody bumped the console.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. Or like your dad's like, turn this off, man. And like, no! Good pick, man. Good pick.
Yeah,
right.
I love that.
That's fantastic. I love it. I love where we're going. All right, Andy, you're up.
So this is the one, these next two. So just so you know, I did change this last minute. And I'm glad I did, because I would have Rushmored here somewhat with an earlier pick. I think of yours, Kirk. Or somebody, I forget what I put on there. But it doesn't matter. It's erased. It's gone now. It was already said. This would be so, first of all, useful, so quick, so enjoyable. One of the things that's a downfall, I mean, it's just a reality of these games, is that, when you're going through it, you're going to lose health. You might lose, your character could die, all this kind of stuff. And one of the more challenging kind of like political things, and unfortunately it's become political nowadays, is healthcare. And it's a big sticking point in politics and the election and just the world we live in now. But how much more fun would it be if we lived in a world like we do in some video games, where I just picked up a piece of chicken and I regained all my health? I titled my pick "Eat Food, Gain Health." That's what it is. Like I think like what Streets of Rage, like you could pick up like a whole chicken and you're just your bar goes up. Like and
it was in a trash can.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's
the best part of it is
it's not like I'm not going to ER, I'm not going to the doctor, I'm not on pills, I'm not
getting some
taking my
KFC.
vitamins, I'm not doing all this stuff. I'm literally just picking up food off of the ground and I'm healed.
That's awesome.
Healed immediately. But from the spiritual side, if you do drink the living water, you can be healed. If you do eat of the bread of life, you can be healed. So anyway, I had to throw that in there. But for real, if I could just literally think of your favorite meal, like just a hamburger, just happens, and I take a bite out of it, and immediately everything's better. There have been times where I've eaten food and now things have felt like they got better, but to be physically healed because of just eating food, I mean,
that's a great
I don't know
pick.
if I want to live in a world other than that. I mean, that would be the ultimate
trash can chicken, yummy.
Trash can chicken for health. You know what I mean? Hey, get it how you can take. But
so I'm scrolling back up to the top before I started doing this, and I had like cheating death, right, as like my main thing. You guys mentioned like the save states or whatever, but basically cheating death with extra lives, save states, and how like what you're saying. So like it always like one kind of thing. Like I could cheat death by multiple different ways. But what I love about what you said was, Andy, was you grab that chicken. You're not mentioning the whole thing. It's like a whole roast chicken,
with
like
the bones
and all,
on a platter.
Like you're grabbing the whole thing, and like you're in the middle of a fight and you're sucking down a whole turkey, right? I'm saying not like a chicken bread, like you're just like and so not only you're eating it, but it doesn't slow you down. It tastes good. You're getting it, and all your energy's back, and you're like just going, right?
And the apples all the time are as big as your head.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time when I'm playing Skyrim.
Modified.
Yeah, there you go. The Castlevania wall chicken, right? The trash.
When you're playing Skyrim, you pause the game, you eat like 80 cheese wheels, you resume, and then you're just fine. So imagine being the boss, right? Like imagine, Andy, you're in a fight with like an enemy boss, and you just stop, and this boss just watches you pound like 80 cheese wheels, and then you're just good to go again. Like how frightening and terrifying would that be?
There's nothing we can do can stop this man.
That's right.
I have a little bit more to add to this on my George pick.
Okay.
Because like a little bit more that is a part of my George pick. But I'm gonna go with my pick, my link, and yeah, it's a softball pitch, but I'm not going there. I'm not doing it because I'm going here.
Our first Rushmore.
I'm crushing kind of with Derrick here with Mario. Now listen, he picked Mario 64, but he started with the Mario chat, so I'm kind of on the same page. I'm going Mario. Now listen, here I mentioned it in the chat. We were trying to figure out what to do, and I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but it was kind of funny. It was basically you're the fat plumber, right, that has a cool mustache with some cool brother, and you guys get warped into the warp pipe to go save your hot girlfriend by eating shrooms and riding dinosaurs, right? How cool is that? But even more importantly, let's talk about Mario and some of the things. He's got over 50 careers. This dude's a doctor. He's a golfer. He's a fighter. He's an astronaut. He's a builder. This guy is a plumber. He can fly with a raccoon tail, right? He's not Rocket Raccoon. He can fly with a raccoon tail and a Superman cape. He can become an elephant, a Tanuki suit. He's got firepower. He's got he gets the star that turns invincible. right? He can die, but he comes back with extra lives. You can do the infinity code on Super Mario 1 on the turtle on the edge, and bro, you got more lives than you know what to do with. Iconic theme music everywhere he goes. Massive fan base, like the popularity of me at this time. I mean, to live as Mario, eat shrooms, power up, get big, and live in all of these amazing games, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, you name it, tons of friends all over the place, have the best movie ever, like you're the star of the best video game movie ever. I want to vicariously live through Mario.
That is a great pick. That is
a
fantastic
good
pick.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we this is definitely a Rushmore for sure, because this is the guy. We talked about it Keith's episode. It was his number one pick when we drafted video game characters.
He won that whole kit and caboodle just by having Mario.
Yeah,
I thought he should have lost.
Mario
because
is
he put
the video game character.
So
the character.
Keith was in the chat a little while ago. One of his characters he chose was the Z block from Tetris.
Wow.
And he won.
Disqualified.
They should have
awesome.
him for real. Anyways, we're going Mario for my Link. I mean, that should be just.
I'm thinking about.
So what we got? He's the Barbie of BGs. LOL. He can brawl, flower power. Exactly. Oh wait, I missed this. Reminds me of the old Domino's game, the Noid. Welcome to the show. Let's see, Poppin' Tops. But a lot of faces. Welcome to the show, man.
Yes,
we
welcome.
just ranked your top 4. Thanks for hanging out, man. Does anybody know? Is he coming for any of you guys? Well, look, welcome to the show. We appreciate you, and we are live every Thursday. This, my friend, well, you're now new in the chat. This is for you if you're still there. For everybody that's new here, you're part of the Summit Squad. Summit Squad, you just kind of hang out with us on Thursday nights and we talk our top 4. You've been watching. Oh, Pops. Awesome. Yes, Pops creation. He just hadn't talked. Well, welcome. I'll throw you a wrench. And all right. So, and Andy, we're to the George.
We're here. Number one
pick. All right. So the George. It used to be G-Dub. Right, but now it's
G-dubs.
The George, like capital D, like the Ohio State University is the champs right now. The George, there it is. There he is. So, hey, you're up, Derrick. You're going to give us your number 1 pick of all time to vicariously live through video games. You're up.
All right, first OHIO. My number 1 pick is. For a lot of different reasons. Fighting games are my favorite genre. When I was a kid, I always wanted to take martial arts, never got to. And it also is a game that reminds me of blessings in life. I'm going with Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition for the Sega Genesis. This is one of the games that my dad would pop in and play with me. His favorite character was E Honda. It was one of those characters. All he had to do is mash the button fast. He could do the underhand slap. And so every time I play this game, it's the GOAT of fighting games. And it's just a good reminder of James 1:17 that every good and perfect gift is from above. So I had to pick this pick as my George.
This is good,
George,
man.
I think you got it. Now, so I kind of had a cheat code on this one, guys. Because in the pregame, Derrick, before you guys got in here, asked his wife, I believe, to go get at that game, and I'm like, I wonder if he's coming with that one. But hey, look, this is a fun game. I when I was thinking about this, okay, so the way I prepare for all these shows, one, I use Google quite a bit, obviously my memory, and then I usually type some really long input into ChatGPT.
Yep.
I want to do this, and I list everything that I'm thinking of. So all the list of people I'm thinking of, all the characters, all the traits. I had a thing like this long that I put in there that said, all right, go find all the rest. And it brought up 2 Street Fighter characters and 2 Mortal Kombat characters. And I sat back and I was like, no, I don't want to vicariously live through that. I don't. I mean, like, dude, these guys, these fighters for a living, that's just not my jam, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys don't just fight. I mean, they throw fire at each other. They're like electricity.
flame.
You gotta fight a green monster that bites your face off. Like, I don't know that I necessarily want to be in Street Fighter. That was my.
Yeah,
that was
come
one of
on,
the
man.
reasons
I didn't
kinda
get to-
took it off. And,
I didn't get to list
but-
some of the vicarious. I didn't get
Yeah.
to list some of the vicarious things, though, man. You get to jump 50 feet in the air with your show. You can fly across the screen with a hurricane kick, and you even get to beat up a Honda Civic with your bare feet in the bonus stage, man.
Now that is cool. All right, so favorite character for you. You said your dad's E Honda. Who's your guy?
Ryu.
Oh, of course, got to be.
Yeah.
Ryu is my favorite. Then probably close is Guile and Blanca. I love Guile and
Yeah.
Blanca.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
Fun
weird,
fact.
man. I played as Vega. I was Vega all the time.
Ooh, yeah.
That was
Well,
my favorite one to pick.
When
He's
I
got some
first
really
started
good
playing,
moves
you
that
weren't
he can-
allowed to play Vega.
Yeah.
Dalzim is
hey,
the cheat
fun
code, though.
fact,
Don't play as Dalzim. Don't be that guy. Don't be Dalzim.
Derrick, our font of Rushmore right there, and it's on a lot of our titles, is Blanca. That's the name of that. What's up, Declan in the house, huh?
Declan's the GOAT, guys. He is the GOAT. And Declan's one of my
so
good friends.
Declan, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. Welcome to the
He is the
show.
GOAT.
Creeping
Declan,
back up. We're at 31. We're at 31
Yeah, we're
viewers.
creeping
We
back
need
up.
5 more
Declan, I'm
viewers
gonna
to
throw
break
you
this.
a wrench. You're part of the
32.
fam, man. Welcome.
4
welcome in.
more for the record.
You know, the
4 more
record's
for the record.
36.
Oh, well, then 5
35.
more
Go
for
get
the
your
record.
brother.
Yeah.
Go get your brother, Declan.
I love this. Beating up Honda Civics. That's awesome. Man, you get to fight a terrorist, a dictator. You get to fight a Mike Tyson clone. You get to fight, a Wolverine clone. Sagat is just B.A.
Sagat was cool. I liked Sagat. He was a cool character.
Yeah.
I also like Fei Long.
I was about to say that guy, dude. But Fei Long was until later. That's the Bruce Lee clone. That was kind of like the Mortal Kombat coming at you for
Fei Long was a cool character.
The Kung Fu side. Man, good pick.
The funny thing is, I played it on the Genesis, which had that kind of like scratchy sound where the announcer kind of sounded like Alan Rickman. He's like, and so I used to think that Sagat was saying Piper uppercut instead of Tiger. So I'd run around saying that as a kid.
Oh my god.
Declan, everybody in our chat, as long as you're cool, we throw in the moderator. You don't want it, we'll kick it off. I mean, look,
there you
that's
go.
just how
In
things
modern
happen around
ones,
here.
Akuma.
That's how things happen around here. Declan, you done? Stop spamming. Dude, Nightbot's going to get you. Yeah. So, Declan, thanks for being here, man. If you don't want it, cool, I'll take it off. But we give it to everybody we think it's cool.
Nightbot's in a bad mood tonight. Maybe we should pray for Nightbot. Nightbot, are you okay? There feel like there's something below the surface here. Nightbot.
So here's the real reason, Declan. One, if you have moderator and you can go into everybody, especially if you're on your phone, you can go into everybody's channel and you can help sub and follow them. It's all like a little community. The second thing is, if we have any trolls come hanging out, you guys got the control and get them out of here. So we go, you're out of here. So that's all the thing. Prayers for Nightbot. So yeah, Declan, you're here, man. If you're here, you're here. You don't want to be here, that's cool, but we appreciate you. All right. So Aaron, your number one pick of all time.
My number one pick. You know, I'm gonna throw a wrench into this. I'm gonna pick a unique pick for this one. I actually accidentally noticed a trend with my picks recently. Like, you know, my number 3 was respawning, my number 2 was save and loading. And, you know, there's like a common theme going on with these. Like, you know, getting a chance to restart, getting a chance to get a do-over. And my number one pick is actually in the same theme. And so my number one pick is gonna be just New Game Plus. Just having a New Game Plus to go through life, get to like what is considered the end of a story, and then to do it all over again, knowing everything you know, like all the skills you've picked up, all of new like abilities and stuff, like starting over at some predetermined point with everything. Now imagine how much better your life could be if you can start over knowing everything you know by the time you're 60 or 70 or however old like the end time is. Like, a new game plus is super, like, you can start everything over, knowing everything you've ever known. I think it's pretty cool. So that's my number one pick.
I
That
like
would
that.
be
I like that.
really cool.
Romans
I like it.
8:28, and we know that all things work together for good to those that love
God,
God.
I love that
There you
pick.
go.
And I'm about to use it. I love it so much. I'm about to use it.
Yeah.
I'm about to use it.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
not just
good.
saying, I'm about to use it.
Yeah.
Andy,
Yeah.
I like
Well,
it.
Rod Stewart once saying, "I wish that I knew what." How's the song go? I blanked on it. I wish that you
I
had
knew
more time.
know what I know now.
When I was younger.
I wish
right?
you had
more
more
time.
time.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick.
In that movie.
Well, I can't. I'll
Not
cheat.
you, them, anybody in the chat. I
wish
you had more time.
more time. I'll throw it out there. It's Denzel Washington. The Denzel, it's the best Denzel.
Anybody in
the chat.
So that's a great pick. I love it. I'm going to chat about that a little bit here in a second. So I love it. It's a great pick. And I love how all of yours are very thought out about second chances.
Yeah, I noticed it. Literally, as I was talking, I was looking at my list. I was like, did I just, do I need to go to the therapy or something? Why are these all so similar right now?
Yeah. And I will say this. I am loving both Shadow Generations and Mario Luigi Brothership right now. Definitely not because I got them for Christmas. Sorry for the long message. Hey, long messages are fine. Declan, we're talking about how to vicariously live through video games. Like, what is something a video game can do? You know, special abilities or whatever. What can a video game do that we can't? And why would we want to live in that space? And he said so that he could get a second life, a second chance of life. So die and then come back and do the adventure again. That's really cool. Really cool. All right, Andy, you're up, man.
There was no doubt in my mind that this was going to be my George. When we threw this topic out there, this is where I went. We're in right
wait,
now.
Hold on, pause.
Oh.
He has it. Way to go, Isaac. That is a banger.
You
Great
had
pick.
more time.
More time. Anyway, so before we take too much time, let me tell you my George. We do 6 topics with the Rushmore Show. We're in video games, obviously, right now. We movies and TV, food, nostalgia, sports, all this stuff. But my favorite, what I geek out about the most, is what's starting next month for 2 months is music, and that just goes right into my pick. My vicariously living, I want a running soundtrack of my life.
Yes!
That is
that's
the George.
good.
It's the number one. You kind of mentioned it with Mario, Kirk, about him having that epic music behind him. But I'm talking about fitting the situation, right? Like daily life. Maybe we can be kind of those Mario, Sonic, fun type, lighthearted music. But when things start to get serious, can I get a little Ocarina of Time music happening, right? Can I get a little bit of, some of maybe these Star Wars games, maybe the Duel of the Fates or these types of, so I want music not only just because I listen to music all the time. Absolutely. That's part of just who I am. I think I kind of have a running soundtrack in my mind a lot of times because that's how my brain works. I'm all about music. I'm all about it all the time. Music has to be playing in the car. There can't be no music happening. Even at night, not necessarily this music, I have to have white noise stuff going on. There has to be music, noise, something happening. And if there could just be awesome soundtracks that are happening as I am running through my life, just day-to-day normal things like going to the bank, going to work, just things like that fit the moment, dude, I would, it immediately brings me to I'm inside of a video game. And that is the feeling that I want to have. All of these other things are cool. And again, Aaron, I love all your picks. I love the theme that we're going with that stuff. But, dude, I just want music to be playing all day, every day, in every aspect of my life that I find. And it's going to segue again next 2 months. We're going to be talking about music. Listen, I love video games. I love nostalgia, but it's all business for the next 2 months. I am 100%
We're handling
on the music stuff. But yeah, this is the George.
prior to me picking, prior to me picking the way I'm picking, I went kind of the route that you and Aaron are going, right? And in my mind, I said, okay, almost every one of my games has save states. Every one of my games has save points. Every one of my games has theme music. Every one of my games has extra lives, those kind of things. But all of those are amazing, right? And I was like, okay, well, all of them can do that. And then I just kind of built on. But music was in my original Rushmore, and it was one of the first ones I thought of. And the funny thing is, it immediately brought me to pre-Jesus, guys, pre-Jesus. But I'm gonna get you, sucker. In that movie, Keenan Ivory Wayans is one of the first movies. Chris Rock, one of their first movies. There's a scene where he's trying to become a hero, and he looks out, and all of a sudden, the guy goes, "Man, every good hero needs theme music." And this set of drummers just walks out behind him and starts like Shaft, and they start walking down the road. He's like, "Every good hero needs theme music," and I immediately thought, "Oh yeah, everybody needs some theme music." Yeah. So Sephiroth, one-winged angel. That means we're really serious if that happens. And oh wait, speaking of that, Paul, in let's see, I'll tell you when it is. I'm looking at it right here because I just put Davey's name in. In March 13th, we're having Fox Play Gaming is coming on for a show. Obviously, they're gamers, and we're doing music. And that movie is amazing, right, Kevin? You remember that? So, and I probably watched it in your house, Kevin. I can't believe you're still hanging out here. I mean, I love you to death. That's like my best friend. So, from when I was like 7th, 8th grade. Thanks for bringing me to the airport, by the way. But we're doing boss battle fights. The Rushmore of boss battle fights.
That's cool.
That is cool. I like that.
On March 10th. So it's music and video games. It's a video game guy. You want to kind of blend them both, which we do that. So if you're a gamer and you want to be in movies and we want to blend it a little bit, one of the ones we're doing is we've done movies that were games that were movies. Now we're going to do movies that have become games. So we're going to do that the other way around, or TV shows that have done games. But yeah, I love this pick, dude. It's at the top of the list. It was on my Rushmore for sure. For sure. So
Yeah.
That's why I added it a little bit with Mario, right?
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, can you imagine digging under the ground and then you hear you're like, dude, I mean, like that's
and honestly, let's be honest,
that's
what made the Mario movie so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
All those little music clips in the background where you're like,
yeah.
Dude, the score is what makes any movie awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if a movie doesn't have a good score, it's a garbage movie to me, honestly.
And we've done soundtracks before. If you're a soundtrack guy, jump in that episode. That's going to be fun. Hey, we're looking to do scores like John Williams, Hans Zimmer, those guys. We're looking to do that as an episode. Davey, if that's you, if you want to do scores, we'd love to do it. Waves and Games, I would poop myself if I heard the underground theme in real life. Waves and Games is here. Wait, hold on. Waves and Games is going to be on. I'm flipping through. Waves and Games is coming on. We're booking all the way out in May. This dude is coming on May 21st, and he's going to do extreme sports movies. So I'm excited, Waves and Games. Guys, if y'all want to be on the show again, if you're in the chat and want to be on the show, hit us up on IG. Thank you guys for such the support. Thanks for being here, Waves and Games. It's good to see you. First time I saw you in the chat. So I guess it's my turn, right? Let me pull my list up because I jumped out to put Davey's name in there. Let me scroll back. All right, so my number one, my George. Andy, you can pick it. I know you can. Don't give it away yet, but here it is. So, legendary adventure, magic, time travel, a hero status in every game, swords, bows, bombs, magic, Sheikah tech, fast travel, warping, gliding, horseback riding, dragon riding, even motorcycles in a fantasy world, pause menus, extra lives. What Aaron just said with the plus, right? When you beat it, you get it again. Iconic music, save states, great friends, hot chick. Let me tell you who it is. It's absolutely couldn't be Link because Link is the George today. And we're going with Legend of Zelda And he plays sports. He rides in Mario Kart. He's in Smash Brothers. He's done a golf game. He's done a fighting game. He is the George. If I could be anybody, I'd be the crazy elf. And here's the thing. If I was to pick one of them, somebody over here mentioned Breath of the Wild. I love Breath of the Wild, but I'm rolling right now in that Tears of the Kingdom. And listen, I'm not even close. Let me tell you something. I'm not even close to going to try to beat this game because I'm having so much fun with the side quests. Side quests, dude. If I could just walk down the street and be like, see some crazy guy sitting on the ground and walk up and he goes, hey, if you say the right words, you will get a magic bomb. And you just walk up and just go on the side quest with him. Heck yes, please. You know, I could just randomly. Oh, I missed this one, Andy. He has like an infinity set. How many items can this man carry?
That's valid.
Like he's got like
Kirk, all I'm saying right now is you got to stop talking because you're taking 97 Benjamins off of the other just from one.
So I'm going with Link. I'm going to vicariously live through Link.
Yeah. I mean, that's Benjamins are going to be impossible now because everyone of your
you can get all those. I've got Link. Link is my guy because he does those things.
Got it. Yeah. No, I knew that. This is where I knew it was going to be on your list for sure. So there was no doubt here. He's an iconic character. I drafted him in my draft.
And I was mad. And you did it on purpose because you knew I had next pick. And that screwed me.
It's gamesmanship, baby. I was taking him, man, for sure.
Yeah. I
got cheated in that poll, by the way, though. The fact that I had Link, Donkey Kong, Samus, who else? Kirby and
dude, I had a good draft. It was just the wrong crowd. It was the wrong crowd.
I think that's it. I think that's
unfortunate.
That's
so I had Mega Man. I had Mega Man. Ganon, because it was all characters. Ganon, Mega Man, Solid Snake. I had Cloud. I had Cloud. He didn't even write Cloud Stripe. He just wrote Cloud. And those people are like, he's a cloud? What? But I know the Z block. I'm old. So, anyways, I've heard a lot of good things about Tears of the Kingdom. Hey, Tears of the Kingdom is fun. There's a lot of things in all these games that are kind of quirky. I do like some of the new stuff. What I love about these games, guys, is the open world like Skyrim. I love that just walking around and doing absolutely nothing for an hour and feeling like I got nothing done, to be honest. Just like hanging out in the world. That's some of my favorite stuff. But I do love, if I was to say my favorite Zeldas of all time, it wouldn't be these two. These two are my favorite to play, but it's not my favorite games. These two are my favorite to play because I can just waste time. My favorite of all time would probably be Link to the Past. Super Nintendo. But yeah, Piranha Plant is my smash. Oh, okay. Tears of the Kingdom's a great game. So that's my George, and I'm sticking to it. So look, we're not done yet, though, guys. We are. That's my number one, Kirk. Yeah, Paul, we're on the same page. Ocarina of Time. That's 64. I'm not a 64 guy.
That's the goat.
I do love the game. I'm not a 64 guy. That I'm the 80s guy. Those are the 90s. I was PlayStation at that point. So, but with that being said, I do love them though. I still play them on this little system here. It's time for the Benjamins. Guys, hang around. 26 in the chat. If you haven't liked it, as I'm getting this edit, if you haven't gone and liked it, put a little thumb up. Hang out. This is what we do every Thursday night. Just hang out and chat. Next week, by the way, before I put this up, let me show you what next week is, guys, before y'all go and you have to get out of here, because this is the extra part of our show. These are all the amazing creators that we're on. They're in order. And so when you see this one, you'll see what's coming next, which is Mort and Square Pegs. But here you go. Watch this. 3 amazing weeks left, and I'm going to tell you this: between the next 6 groups of people, there is probably about 150,000 subscribers coming.
Wow.
Like most of those guys are 30,000 plus. So it's going to be an amazing way to end. I know Mort's got 30. I think Square Pegs is right at 30. So I made that up, 150, because there's 6 of them. 6 times 30. I mean, it could be close, probably close to 150. So anyways, time for All About the Benjamins. This is where we do our honorable mentions, and we're going to wrap the show up. Don't go nowhere.
I love these videos, by the way. Every time one comes on, I'm just vibing to the music behind
Yeah,
it.
man. So
Have you considered taking
Yeah.
this song off due to obvious reasons? And
Yeah.
who
yeah,
did
I
it,
thought
but,
about
Yeah.
removing that one because of who
I didn't think
originally
about
made
that.
it, and he's kind of
Yeah.
in the. But you know what? That's our jam, man. We got to keep it, because it's all about the Benjamins, baby. So we're these kind of Benjamins, just to help you guys out. When we first started this, I went and looked up, and I was like, what would be a good honorable mention? And I kind of figured that Benjamin Franklin would be, because I found out that somewhere, somehow, somebody wanted him to be the 5th guy on the mountain back in the day, and it didn't work out. So that sounds like an honorable mention to me. So we're going to talk about who missed your mountain, guys. And our draft is going to be the same exact way. Derrick, you're up. Then
Okay.
Aaron. Then Andy, then me. But here's the catch. Second round, it goes backwards. So it's me, Andy, Aaron, Derrick, and then Derrick, Aaron, Andy, me, Andy, Aaron, Derrick. You're going to have last pick of the draft. Brock Purdy of the draft. I saw a 49er chant in the chat earlier. We're not Niners fans around here, but there is a Brock Purdy sighting coming up with the Mr. Irrelevant. So, and then we'll finish up the show after that. These you don't have to really chat it up too much because they're honorable mentions, but by all means, let us know why you picked it. What is the first thing that missed your mountain, Derrick, that we have to kind of just throw out?
Okay. The first Benjamin I have would be one that missed the list just because I think it's kind of unique and personal to me, but maybe not so much. Forza Horizon 5. Now, this is an open world driving game. You could drive the Batmobile, the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard, all these crazy things, drive off a volcano, off mountains. It's an awesome game, but the reason it's living vicarious for me is being legally blind. I've never driven a car before in my life, and so I get to live vicariously through sitting in the driver's seat. So that's my first Benjamin.
That's good.
Nice.
Dude,
Good.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And man, we got to figure out a way to get you at least to swing a car around up on the parking lot, man. We got to have that. We got to have that happen.
Yeah.
And look, I am so amazed about your testimony. For you guys that are just joining, he is legally blind, and on his channel, he goes and plays video games being legally blind. And it's just an amazing testimony. And I see why you would pick that. Good choice.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're up, man. So no Forza.
No Forza for me. Nope. Okay. So you kind of touched on this with Link a little bit, and it was on my list, didn't make it, but I'm going to go with inventory systems. Like, you can just carry hundreds, even thousands of pounds of stuff. It's like Santa's magic bag, Like, oh, let me just pull out this like giant sword I found in the cave, this other great sword that I pulled out, and this giant mace. Like, it doesn't make sense at all that fits in a backpack that fits on your back, but it does somehow, I guess.
Yeah.
It does. Dude, that is so cool.
Good
That
pick.
is. Yeah. And this is one of those things. Link is the best at.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of games that do this, but then they'll have like an inventory stash where you gotta like bring it to a place, store it, and you can only hold so much. But like in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, it's like I think $9.99 is the end. Final Fantasy, another one, $9.99. Like I remember like walking around with 1,000 heal potions, 1,000 Phoenix Downs. Where are you hiding all this? Like I mean, like, and then you have enough to like fight too. Yeah. So inventory school. Andy, you're up, man.
Yeah. I'm surprised this one didn't make a list. Thinking about what I would like to do. I mean, cheat codes. I want to have cheat codes. I want to have a life shark. I don't want
like
game
such
shark.
an idiot.
I don't want game shark. I want life shark. I want to be able to just whatever that
Game
cheat code
Genie,
is.
baby.
That's
Game
so
Genie.
good.
Genie.
That was on
Game
my
Genie.
list. The Game Genie, bro. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, having like a real life genie. I mean, how cool would that be? Just do whatever you wanted.
I mean, if Game Genie, I rubbed that, and look, we're gonna get
so specifically,
we're gonna get $1 million today. We're gonna have unlimited gold. Whatever.
I played a game on the computer, and it's like a PlayStation and Xbox and stuff too, Driver. And I remember playing Driver, and one of the cheat codes was like just invincibility mode. So you could get this, you could get this invincibility and literally just like break all the laws, run through things like a bulldozer. I mean, it was just so much fun. I mean, it defeated the purpose of like the game, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to be able to have cheat codes in life would be so fun.
So I'm hoping eventually somebody's going to hopefully say the one that I want, but I'm still on the character tip. And Andy, you're going to love one of these, and I think Aaron's going to love the other one. So my first one, I'm going to go. It was mentioned before. There's a reason I showed it to you earlier, Aaron. But there it is, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Sora. He swings the Keyblade. No one wanted to catch
the goats.
I've already got big head mode, bro. I
was going to say. I mean, I'm living that.
So I'm going Sora, Kingdom Hearts. This is Final Fantasy meets Disney. Get to hang out with all the Disney characters, but
Sora's in Smash too.
Get to hang out with Cloud. Travel between worlds. Disney, Final Fantasy, more Magic, Super Jumps, the whole nine. Hang out with Donald, Goofy, and Cloud. Here's another thing. You can pause and heal mid-battle. That's something that's a little fun thing in that one. And one of the most loved characters in fan base. Okay, so there's Sora. My other one, Andy, here's your pick, dude. I know you're going to love this one. And because you didn't think this route, you didn't go here, but I just knew if you did, you would be here. I'm going with a guy that travels the world catching and training mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Ash Ketchum, baby. Yeah, I'm going. Look, it's my first time ever saying a Pokemon, Andy. Yeah,
I'm proud of you, Kurt.
The dude has no job. He's got no bills. He just explores around catching mythical creatures. He can pause, save, the whole 9 yards. Has one of the biggest fan bases in the game and anime history. And Pokemon battles have the greatest theme music.
It's good.
Yeah.
Ash Ketchum and Sora.
Okay.
2 kids, man. 2 kids. I went 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone quote him on that.
My next pick, thinking outside of the box here, I'm going to go to the arcade. I'm going to say that the cost of living is only a couple quarters.
Yes, I
mean,
saw
how cool
it
would
on your
that be?
pick.
Like,
I love that.
Okay.
That's what it costs to do life, is just a couple quarters.
Pop
Count
Culture Pastor dropped that one.
Yeah, so he said that today on my post, and I was already thinking it. I was like, dude, I'm surprised somebody else went there too, because I thought that was kind of like a totally out of the box one.
That's good.
That's what I want to do there.
I like it. If you're good at the game, that's cheap.
Now there's some games that we've thrown some quarters away at, you know, for sure. Metal Slug, dude. I mean, that the Simpsons arcade game alone, probably I could have paid for college with what we put in that. But
how about the original Turtles?
Oh, dude. I'm just thinking, like, so I played WrestleMania a ton. And it was like, how many did I put in there? Anyway, Golden Axe. There you go, Paul. Great one. All right,
that
Aaron,
was on my list last week, Paul. Go vote for me.
Voting's over.
Voting's campaigning.
I was looking at the vote. I think Manny won between everybody. I think Manny won, if I remember correctly, between all the votes everywhere they were at. But Andy, between me and you, I think I won. And one of those sides, I don't know that you got but one vote. Somebody didn't like your pick.
Yeah, I had some really good picks, but I knew going into it. I knew going into it that I didn't have the popular picks.
Yeah,
but we did what I'm proud of myself. I stayed true to what I wanted to do.
I think you're good here today, dude. You've got a great set. You got a great set.
Let's talk about this because I don't know how I'm going to make this graphic. We went so different on these things. People are going to look at this and be like, "What am I voting for? What am I voting for?" I don't know. I'll figure something out.
You might have to just put words. Just be words.
Yeah.
All right. So, who's up? Oh,
me.
Aaron, you're up,
It's
and then
me.
Derrick, you got 2 coming. Back to back.
So, mine have all been pretty practical so far, but this one's more like I'm a numbers guy. You know, I like math. I like seeing statistics and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with like seeing the statistics in game. Like, imagine being able to look at your life and being like, "Oh, I've jumped 1,000,000 times. I've played video games for
that's
1,000,000
kinda cool.
hours. I've said the word crap 89,481 times. I've killed 3 rabbits." Like, you know, just to have a look at statistics of your life to see everything you've ever done, how many
Andy, you
times,
would
how
hate
often.
this.
This is my hell. If I saw numbers everywhere, like this is where I would be, and I would say, I don't want to respawn. I'm
This is
done.
why Andy isn't a baseball guy, because it's a stat game.
Yeah, it
He hates
is.
stats.
I hate stats.
Poor Andy. Dude, how do you do your budget for your church? How does that work for you? Do you
There's a
just-
budget. There's a budget for
Oh,
church.
oh,
I don't know. Trust me, I
Yeah.
don't have anything to do with a budget for church. So
Yeah, the good news is, and I know that church and how it rolls. They have another person that does that, Aaron.
yeah, I don't touch any of that stuff.
That's awesome. But yeah, just stats.
I remember
Looking to see
being
what you've
over there and said, "Just ask. If you can't have it, I'll tell you."
done. There you go.
That's what I do. Hey, can we buy this? Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. That's it.
There's
That's
a
how I do my
newish
stuff.
genre of books called Lit RPG. Hold on, it skipped on me and I hit the wrong one. Lit RPG, where the main characters can see their own stats and choose how to level up in the story.
That's pretty cool.
Now I'm intrigued. Waves and Games. I haven't been a part of that, but I
So not only is it an RPG, but it's also a book. Count me out.
Yes. So I genuinely
That's
would
awesome.
feel some of them would be looming over me if they saw my stat. Well, listen, how many Reese's peanut butter cups I ate? Yeah, maybe. How much ice cream I indulged?
Valid.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on that keto train now, though, man. That Reese's are
Heyo.
going down, baby.
Shout
All
out to
right,
Via.
so Derrick, you get 2 picks, man.
All right. I guess I kind of like went deep with my thinkings beyond just an ability like you guys were thinking, but I can't believe this hasn't been a pick. I'm going with, first of all, the abilities like I was thinking of Spider-Man 2. How cool would it be to swing through the city or climb up things? No more
Oh, that'd
ladders
be
in
so
life.
cool.
I thought that would be an awesome ability.
That
So
is
Spider,
awesome.
and that's
That's a
where
good pick.
everything kind of started. So I'm going with that. And then for my other pick, I used to be around football as a kid. And of course, my vision got worse as I got older until it leveled off. So I'm going with ESPN NFL 2K5 because there was
Nice.
a mode on there called first person
First
football
person.
that puts you in the helmet of any position on the field. That was awesome. I lived
That's
vicariously
cool.
through it. Yeah.
Oh God, I love
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. All right, man. That's 2 good picks, man. Spider-Man, that new Spider-Man 2 or whatever was pretty phenomenal game. I've
Yeah.
never played it because it's on newer systems, but I have watched the gameplay of that, and man, that game is insane.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
game's insane. So, all right. Man, in first person, that would have been great for the creative character. All right, so Aaron, you're up.
Yeah, back to me. So I'm going back onto my original train of like kind of like second chances, that kind of thing. I also can't believe this one hasn't been taken yet, especially by Andy since he's kind of the same as me. It's the pause button, you know?
Ah, that's
Just
a
the
good one.
pause
Yeah,
button.
it was
Just-
coming
I
up.
was gonna-
It was
yeah.
coming
I
up.
was going to
You
say
didn't
the
know that.
pause button. I've
Yeah.
been waiting for it. Yes.
Just, you know, pause, collect your thoughts, do whatever, go back right into it, you know? How have you not? Yeah, just a simple pause button.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, we need that a lot of times. I mean, how many
Yeah.
times have we probably all gotten in trouble if we had a pause button, things probably would have worked out better. We wouldn't have
Yeah.
said something that we probably shouldn't have said,
Exactly.
or done something. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was my next pick. Had you not taken it.
Ooh,
So good
I'm
spot.
glad I got
Good
there.
spot
Thank
there.
you.
Good spot.
So the pause button. Okay, so my original top 4, you guys have all said them now. I had pause button, music, save the game, and I don't remember, but I should have had that. I should have had that one you said. And the inventory. That's the 4 I
Yeah.
had original. That was my original
Yeah.
pick. But that skipped the small talk, Andy. Man, that needs to be higher.
That's a good
Does the
one.
pause button come with? Yes, dude. Wait, speaking of that, I almost made that the Instagram music today. That and the James Bond music can't get any better. All right.
It's the best pause music by far. It's without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. So my next pick. This is again thinking outside of the box here. It's a fault of mine, and my wife is really good at pointing this out, like, or helping me with this. I can't find things a lot, right? Like, I don't know where they are all the time. So I think that now I don't like built-in stats. This is kind of along that, but I just want a built-in radar. I want like a map,
a quest marker.
I want that map with the flashing dot that's going to point me to where I'm supposed to be going, what's ahead of me.
Dude, I love that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't think of that one either. That's a great one.
That's so good.
That's something like they have in Tears of the Kingdom when you like set a marker and it gets you going where you need to go.
Well, so you play GoldenEye, you got a map. You play Turok. I just bought Turok actually a week or so ago, and you got the map down there in the bottom. Actually, the map stays in the middle the whole time if you want to have it there while you're playing. Just something that's like, again, GPS. I don't know how we did life without it. I mean, I was a MapQuest kid too. I know, Kirk, you were probably the 75 fold map, that took.
No, we had the triptych where you flip the page after you got to the end of the road.
There you go. Yeah. So, but to have that just built in as I'm doing life would be phenomenal.
That's great. That's a really good one.
Hey, every good husband has heard this. Babe, it's right there in front of your face. It's right there.
Yep.
If I have to get up and show you, I'm going to be upset. Babe, it's not here. I promise. Here it is.
Right there. Dude, I did that one time in the fridge. I was like, "Can you get me a Capri Sun?" I'm like, "There are no Capri Suns in this fridge. It is empty."
I didn't open my mouth. I was making hot dogs, and I was like, "Where's the ketchup?" And I'm looking, and I was like, "I don't want to ask because I know there's ketchup in here somewhere." And I'm looking, and it was literally the one right in front, like the very front one. And I was like looking past it.
Yep.
The map in Turok is just a map. Does not help you go to a destination. Oh, well, no, he said that reminded him of because he just got the game.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, it made me think of that kind of stuff. But yeah, to have that map that's just ongoing for you.
Right, so I'm going to finish off my mount.
Metroid Prime had it, yeah.
I'm the first one to finish because I get to do 2 picks back to back. And obviously, you know where I'm going. I'm wearing him. I'm going with the blue guy, bro. We run around super speed, just tons of money, tons of rings, tons of gems, power-ups. I mean, he's finding money everywhere. I mean, if I could just crouch in a ball and just and take off flying all the way down the street and get to work, you know what I'm saying? And obviously he does some other things, different games, time travel, warps. But one of my favorite things is that first person running like bonus stages and like being able to run like a roller coaster or like Sonic Spinball. Give me a break. I want to be Sonic. And the last one is probably the one I'd be scared most to be in. But man, this guy is cool. I'm going with Halo, and I'm going
Master
with
Chief.
Master Chief. And getting to fight aliens, right? But on top of that, the dude is a super soldier with indestructible armor. He has shields that are nearly unkillable. He can drive tanks, ships, alien vehicles, huge fan base, and Halo's music, also legendary. He's so cool. He is like the cool guy at the party. I mean, he shows up, you got Mario, you got all these guys, and then when Halo shows up, everybody's like, oh, bro, y'all are cool, but that guy, let's go play with him. So I'm going to finish off my mountain today with Halo.
And a cool religious takeaway is there's a planet-ending thing that's going to go on, and the name of the thing is the Flood.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pretty awesome.
There you go. All right, my last pick. Oh gosh, I got a couple here. So this sort of kind of goes along with the pick I made in my Rushmore, although it's not the same thing. It's almost the flip side of it. I would like to, because I specifically talked about cutscenes and skipping through that stuff. I would like to, if I actually want to talk to somebody, I want to press a button. You know what I mean? Like I want to get like an NPC, like press X to talk. Like if I don't want to talk to you, I can just walk past you. We can make eye contact, and you know, bygones be bygones. No offense.
Like you're walking up and you're like this.
Yeah, like you've talked to
The guy's
somebody.
like, just hit the button. Hit the button. I'll tell you where you're going.
You've talked to somebody or whatever, and you really don't want to, and you can't get out of it. But I want to make it clear. Like if I want to hear what you have to say, I will press X. You know what I mean? Or I will triangle or square, whatever. I'll press that button. Otherwise, no offense. Like nobody's feelings get hurt. I didn't want to talk to you. That's where I'm going.
Andy, dude, you have such great picks this week, man. I love it.
That's awesome.
All right.
That's my last pick. Aaron, your last pick of the draft.
Yeah. So mine kind of goes in hand with fast travel, and this is kind of like a pro-con pick, honestly. Like it's got a negative to it, so it's gonna kind of go with fast travel. So I think when you fast travel, what happens when you fast travel? In a lot of games, it needs to take time to load what's gonna happen. You have to load all the assets and stuff like that. In a lot of games, in that loading screen, there are tips that cycle through in the corner. I would like to have loading screen tips.
That is amazing.
Walk into a new place, be like, here's a tip. Don't flick people off when you walk in here. Like, okay, I know not to flick people off when I walk in here. Or like, here's a tip. There's a magical old man in the back corner.
That's a great pick.
I'm like,
dude,
I should go talk to him. So I want loading screen tips.
Yeah. My favorite are like in Tears of the Kingdom or like Zelda, if you die in the death screen or whatever. The tip it gives you is how not to do that and die.
Yeah,
I was like, I already know now. I just did it. I'm not going to do it again. All right. So my introduction to the idea of fast travel is calling a taxi in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
That is such a fun game, dude. I love that game.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, our last pick of the draft, our Mr. Irrelevant, Derrick. Finish off our night with a great pick. You got everything left.
All right. No pressure. I'm going to go, and just going to surprise you, Kirk. I am going to go, it's kind of a little bit the same but different, so it can stay on the list. I'm going with a Final Fantasy game, but I'm going with Final Fantasy X specifically because in that game you literally battle the enemy of sin.
Oh, sin.
And in the end, you get to win, obviously, spoiler alert. And so I like to live vicariously through that game because you get to party up with other people that are trying to accomplish the same goal, just like we do as Christians. And I like to hope that in the end, we can overcome sin and win. So,
yeah.
What a great way to end that one. That is fantastic. Overcoming sin. That is way to go. That is a great thing.
Before an altar call now.
Yeah, if we can get the band up, band will come up.
Let's see. Let's get to Sin. Let's show Sin out. Show him out. Let's see if he's in here. He's in here.
You know, that was actually perfect timing. As you talked about that, I had Minecraft on in the background, just AFK farming stuff, and like the samba music started playing. So as soon as you started talking, it was like, ah. That's awesome.
This is
and
Sin
that soundtrack
right
is so iconic.
Nice.
Yeah, the soundtrack is so iconic.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this soundtrack is amazing. And this game though, I thought, I forgot about Sin, like being the bad guy. But in this game, you actually get to play blitzball, which is one of my favorite things in any game ever. It's like underwater water polo, volleyball, hockey, or something. It's almost like Quidditch in Harry Potter, but it's underwater. That's a fun game. I almost love that game just for that. And that game gets hated on a lot. I hate it. I hate the fact that people hate on it. But anyways, all right. So that's the end of our show. There's so many more. If you've got more, both Aaron and Derrick, after the show, after it's been uploaded, come back tomorrow and post whatever extras you got in the chat. Everybody that's out there, listen, Paul, Declan, all my new friends. We got 29 guys still hanging out. Say hello before you go. Tomorrow, we have a poll going on our Instagram and a poll going on YouTube. Make sure you vote. Some of y'all just go and hit the like button. Don't hit the like button. You could do that for sure. Please hit the heart and do all that. But vote, because we want to see who wins, who has the best group. And what I'm asking you guys, if you had a top 4, instead of us scrolling through all of this, which would be great, it takes a second for it to load because this is a live. Go back into the real chat, not the live chat, and put your top 4, just so we can see and we can all compare what we got. That's something new we're doing. Just to one, it helps the video, but 2, for the community, some people didn't get to see all of the actual chat, and you can share your top 4. That would be awesome. Now, what we have coming up next, and before we say goodnight, Mort and Square Pegs is coming on next week. Both of these channels are amazing if you love video games. Square Pegs puts out like 3 videos a week. I don't know how he has the time. Mort does some of the best storytelling I've ever seen. Listen, I aspire, literally, I aspire to be as good in editing as he is. They're both great people. Y'all enjoy it. And next week we are doing underrated games. Andy, is it underrated games? I think. I don't know.
Underrated N64, right? And N64
underrated N64 games, I think, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. And then we have Retro Wolf and Pac-Man. No, they're doing underrated 64 games. They're doing overrated games.
Yeah, that's tough.
So next week we're doing overrated games, and then we're doing underrated Nintendo 64 games with Retro Wolf and Pac-Man. Pac-Man was at the event this weekend. And then on the last week, before video games are over, we got RNG Gamer, which, dude, he just put a video out, which he accidentally shared with everybody, where he just bought a $13,000 Rolex because of his dad. Wow. What a crazy video that was. I'm not going to spoil it. I want you guys to go watch it because it's a tearjerker, especially if you love your dad. Go and watch that. RNG Gamer. Tell him I sent you. Tell him we sent you. He's going to be on the show at the end, also with Retro Cart Collector, which that'll be his second time on. They're going to do hardest games ever. And then we're jumping into music. Music is going to be awesome. That's where music makes me lose control, right, Andy? And it's Andy's favorite. Overrated every Nintendo 64 game except Mario 64.
We need to ban this man. Hey, Wrench, yeah, come on, people. Come on. We can't be doing that. Put that user in time.
Kevin out. So, most overrated game, I'm going to be honest. This one's going to be hard for me, overrated game, because I'm going to have to really think, and I'm running out of time.
I have 2 in my mind right now, but I will just tell you this. People's feelings might get hurt. I think
I'm assuming you're going to drop an RPG, but, I mean, that's just how it goes.
No, here's the thing. This is just preview of this. If I'm going to call it overrated, I had to have played it.
Okay.
Right?
I like that.
That is
you know what I mean? Like, I have to have actually been able to play it. And also, overrated doesn't mean it's a bad game. It doesn't it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that the hype is way. Chick-fil-A is overrated. It's good. It's okay, but it is. I don't know, we're a bunch of pastors in here, but this is a safe place. We can say this. Overrated just means that the hype is more than what it actually delivers on.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So. Yep. 28 of you guys, before y'all head out, thank you for all the ones that came and hang out with us because of Derrick and Aaron.
Kevin, I still love you, man.
Hopefully you guys aren't a stranger after this. Derrick hangs out pretty much at least a little bit every week. Aaron's come in a few times. Know they're both super busy. We're so appreciative of everybody out there. We are on the quest to knock on that 4,000 watch hours, and we're at 80%. Once we hit that, we are full go on the monetization side, so we can just really chill. Again, it's not about the money. It is a nice little thing considering like StreamYard just tripled. And we don't need StreamYard. We can do other ways, but this is how we love to do what we're doing. It's probably the last year we're going to roll with StreamYard. We'll probably move something else. But we love you guys. We thank you guys. We appreciate you being here. Next week, hopefully we see you every Thursday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to have a blast. But before you guys go, let's do it. I let Derrick go first last time. Aaron, you're going to go first. Aaron, tell them maybe some projects that you're planning on having on your channel, what you got coming up, maybe when you're going to start back up, where they can find you to follow you. I have all of that in our description, but tell them anyways.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm pretty much everywhere. Just Aaron Jag, AARONJAG, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all those things. Currently, I'm doing a lot of short form content. So I've just been kind of filming reels just around my apartment, around my church, that kind of stuff. More faith-based stuff, but I'm gonna get back into streaming soon. I'm not sure when, probably in the next month or so, trying to get that figured out. Which is why like I have this set up in the mic here and all that nice stuff. So yeah, that's me all over the place with that. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was a great time. Party hardy.
Hey, and look, you guys are welcome to come back on the show again. We're booking movies right now. Aaron, you said you love movies.
Oh yeah.
We'd love to have you back.
Movie posters back there.
We'd love to have you back. You get to pick the topic. So it's as long as we haven't done it before. That's the rule, guys. If you're in the chat, if you want to come on the show, one, you come on, you realize that we are a family-friendly podcast, and two, you have to pick you get to pick the topic as long as we haven't done it before. Hey, Derrick, tell everybody what you got going on, where they can find you. Wait, do you guys ever do a list of figures, like toys, like action figures? I'm assuming, Paul, if that's what you're talking about, we have done a toy episode, not an action figure episode, but we're not against an action figure episode in the nostalgia months. Nostalgia months are so it's video games for 2 months, then music, movies and TV, nostalgia, sports, food, and then we start over every 2 months. So if you're into that and you want to do one, absolutely, man. Paul, you're welcome. Yeah, action figures. So Andy and I are both connoisseurs on our own style of action figures. I'm sure we could probably make that happen. We haven't done a toy one, but yeah, jump on in here, man. If you want to do it, let's go. And Declan, if you have something you want to do, let me know, man. Those 6. Sorry, Derrick. Tell everybody where I was trying to figure out which person I was going to talk to. So, Derrick, tell everybody what you got coming up, what you're doing for maybe they join later, and how they can find you.
Okay, yeah. I have a YouTube channel called Poetically Christian. We do all things for faith and fun. Of course, being a preacher, I got Bible sermons on there. Then we do Christian gaming reviews where we kind of look at the accessibility, both physically, what accessibility features are there for blind, low vision, deaf and hard of hearing, and the motor disabled. And of course, we look at whether the game is morally accessible for a Christian to play. And then I do Let's Plays of retro games, modern games, just anything and everything. I put this blind preacher to the test to see if I can conquer games. And of course, I try to overcome the cross I'm given to show others that they can overcome their cross as well. Do a daily devotional on Facebook that's got a poetic form. You can follow that for free on Poetically Christian. And of course, I'm on Twitch at Poetically Christian Gamer. We do streams, try to do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday evenings. So love to have you all. Thanks for having me. Glory to God. And appreciate Heidi, Paul, and all my PC tribe for following me here. And of course, the Summit Squad. Like to be back someday. Thanks a lot.
You're 100% invited. You're part of the family. Let me just say something, guys. And I know I'm long-winded sometimes, but this is the real. YouTube is not easy. YouTube, it seems easy to get out here. One, a lot of people don't like to come out their comfort zone. Two, it's really hard to kind of push through. The algorithm's crazy and how it works. One of the best things that I love about partnering with other communities is where communities clash is where we start to make real life. And I'm going to tell you, if you guys support me, you can support Derrick, you can support Aaron, you can support Rebel War Pig, you can support all my friends that are in the chat. And that's what we like to do. As long as you're cool, you're always welcome here. If we ever offend you, I'm sorry. You can always reach out to us at the things below, and we'll chat. I can tell you this: our picks aren't supposed to be like the word, but we will give you some of the word because there are picks and they have a lot of nostalgia meaning. So if you showed up late, you're like, why are they picking this? That's why. So look, we love you guys. If you could go support everybody, that would be fantastic. Next week, big show. Don't miss. Some of my greatest folks, I'm telling you. And thank you guys for being there. Thank you for the journey. Be on the lookout on Instagram. We got a couple things we're about to share over the next couple days. And man, exciting. Andy, I think it's time.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just wanted to say this real quick. Derrick and Aaron, I think as pastors here, it'd be really cool if you guys would ever want to hop on a
Yeah.
reboot. And basically that's stuff that we have on our side too. There's sermons or devotionals, really devotionals, but just kind of with like a nerdy theme to start it off, but we bring in the gospel through it too. So for instance, I don't know if you guys watched X-Men 97, but I did one on the episode 5, right, of Gambit sacrificing himself, and remember it. And the whole idea was, just remembering that ultimate sacrifice that Jesus made for us, right? Or I did one on Mufasa. We watched the new Mufasa movie, and gosh, I mean, I was like spiritually nerding out when I was watching it with my kids, because there's like 1,000 spiritual lessons in Mufasa. And I did one on, if you saw it, there was a tragedy and he was told to listen to the voice of his mother in the movie, but I kind of brought that into like listening to the voice of God. What does it mean to do that? So anyway, so we'd love to have you guys. I mean, one of our big visions of this thing is towards not just me and Kirk doing it, that we're bringing other people on to be a part of the Reboot family, put out a devotional, and we can touch base about the specifics.
What I would love in game, what I would love is that we meet some people at the convention that might be a non-conventional Christian. They might be church hurt. They may have fallen away. The first time they've heard the word Jesus was in front of a bunch of comic books, and then they go, "What's next?" And I say, "Hey, why don't you come show up to our page?" When they show up to our page, it's not going to be their church, but it's going to guide them to it. And they're going to show up and they're going to say, "I can relate to Mufasa. I can relate to these games or this, whatever." And they see all of our Christian friends who are into Christian nerdy content, and they go and they watch about 4, 5, 6 of those. And then they reach out to me in a DM and they go, "Hey, Nerd Pastor Kirk or Nerd Pastor Andy, hey man, look, I just want to ask you real quick, what does it mean to get real community?" And I go, "Hey, is there some cool church around you? Where do you live?" "Oh, I know somebody over there in the Ohio area, and I would love to connect you with him and show up maybe at that church." And when they show up at that church, we get them connected where they need to be, but they never stop coming back to show the love, because there's another person that we meet at convention that needs community from someone that's already gone through it. So what we'd love to do is I'd love to have every single Sunday have a church message out for about 15, 20 minutes. And I would love for Andy and I to do about half of them, which means Andy does 13, I do 13, and the other 26 for the year are done by other content creators.
That's dope.
And
That's cool. I like that.
That's my goal at the end game for Reboot. And
Cool.
so I would set it up here on our StreamYard, and you guys would just let me know when you want to do one. If you have an itch for something, I'm going to have a group chat that starts with a bunch of the pastor friends that we got and they want to do it. And then I'll say, "Hey, here are some really cool movies, TVs, or topics that I want to hit. If anybody wants to do one, jump in," and I'll be there at Saturday to film. And all you gotta do is come in and read your message for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll edit it all for you and put it up, and then tag your channel. That's the goal. That's the end game of Reboot and the end game of the conventions. I'm writing a sermon series of books where I'm calling it Reboot 365 now. It was 52 per week. I've even moved it on to 365. I think I'm going to do one a week, but make them shorter. And so anybody can jump in and get a devotional per day. So that's the goal of Reboot. Guys like you, guys in the chat that are Christian, and you don't have to be a pastor. You do not have to be classically trained. You just love nerdy stuff and you want to tell somebody a devotion. There's some of y'all, I can even write it for you if that's what you want to do. I can put together the paperwork if you just want to be the one that's going to be the kind of the layman coming on to read the word. So if you guys want to be a part, come and let me know, man. Thank you for being
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
I'll be in touch with you guys for some ideas for May. So yeah, we're gonna Isaac. I know you're in for May. We're gonna send out all of the movie things that we've done. If I haven't already, then you pick one that we haven't done already. So Andy, Sorry, jumped in. Hey, before we leave, Dan, you're right here at the end, just like I do over at Spine Ticks. I show up at the end sometimes. Dan, thank you for being here. Dan's an amazing comic book guy. Listen, he is a historian of comics. He was on our show. Dan, I'd love to have you back on in Nostalgia. Nostalgia's July and August. I know that's a ways away, but I'm throwing that little bug out there for you. We'll figure something else that you want to do. We haven't in the comic book world or even something else you're interested in, but man, we'd love to have it. Dan's a great guy. Go follow his channel too. All right, man. Yeah, we're honored. We're more honored than you by far, Dan. You're blessing us. But Andy, let's tell everybody good night. 26 of you. Thanks for being here. Go leave your comments. Go hit the like. Go vote, and we'll see you on Thursday. Andy.
All right. Well, hey, look, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Let's say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4
and
no more.
Peace.